Shut up, listen up, everybody, what up? Gonna put it in a podcast, boost, what's up? We talk, we laugh, we sing, we dance, we'll do anything if you give us a chance. We'll play one time, it'll help us out. All truth, no lies, no, it's never a doubt. If you like rants, tirades, and honest opinions, we shoot from the hip and we're here with precision. Give us one chance to play Opinion Bros podcast.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah?
Who is this?
Who's this?
Is there an echo? I asked you first.
Whatever. Bye.
Hey!
Hello?
You hung up on me. Not cool.
Look, I'm busy.
What are you doing?
Getting ready for my podcast. What's it to you?
What's the name of your podcast?
Los Piñas Bros Podcast.
Peanut Bros Podcast?
Piña Bros Podcast.
Pina?
Piña, like the song? Do you like piña coladas?
Only if I get it caught in the rain. Does it have the little squiggly on top?
You mean the thing on top of the N? Yeah, it's called an etnie. Educate yourself, bro.
What's your podcast about?
We're talking about a scary movie today.
Ooh, do you like scary movies? Can you guess my favorite scary movie?
Screeched with Dustin Diamond from Saved by the Bell?
Yeah, Screeched with... What? No, ew. My favorite scary movie is Scream. Screeched? Dude, way too soon.
Figures. That's the one with the guy who has throat cancer and dressed like with a black cloak or something, yelling, "Swear to me!" at people?
No, what? That's Christian Bale in Batman Begins.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that thing sucked too. That voice? What was he thinking? Michael Keaton, way better Batman.
Michael Keaton is the bomb in Birdman.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, the guy in Scream has a sexy voice.
Whatever floats your boat, man. All right, I think I'm hanging up now.
You hang up on me and I'll gut you like a fish. What do you think about that?
Mundane,
Yeah?
I think you got a phone call. Who is it? Christian Bale.
I'm not Christian fucking Bale. All right, and welcome to a new episode of Los Piña Bros podcast. I'm your co-host, Armando. I'm here joined by my two younger brothers.
Betin,
Mr. Pina Zombie.
And we are I think we're finishing up our first week in January. I hope everybody had a good new year. Happy New Year. Today's podcast, we're going to talk about four movies that we've enjoyed throughout the years.
kind of enjoyed.
Yeah. We're going to talk about the Scream quadrilogy. Since Scream 5 will be coming out next week, we're probably going to watch that when it comes out. So we figured we'd do it like a quick or a fun retrospective on the movies. We just finished up watching parts 3 and 4. We had seen part 1 and 2 late last year. But first I figured I just wanted to see how everybody was, what we've been watching, and then we'll probably lead into our Scream podcast. So, right now we've been watching, I feel like, Encanto in Casa de Piña. The kids have been just watching that movie like every day, the songs over and over again. And it's good. It's a good movie. It's really good from the parts that I've seen, because they keep like coming in and out of it. But those songs are really catchy. Lin-Manuel Miranda does a pretty great job with the music. Watched Cobra Kai season 4. That was also great. So hopefully we can talk about that later as soon as everybody is able to catch up on that. But yeah, Betin, have you seen anything?
I've just been watching Seinfeld.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's on Netflix.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
And I put it on just because it was real quick. I didn't have to pay attention to it, and I started like season 2, maybe in the middle, and because I've seen season 1 and 2 like so many times already, and I put it on when I was eating, and I was like, man, this is fucking good, and just all the little things I remember from watching it, and it's funny. It's really funny. I think watching them back to back to back to back, you get to see how a lot of things pick up. Like, there's a plot point in this episode, and then it kind of gets resolved in another episode, or it comes up in another episode. And, when I used to watch them, every other day, I wouldn't pick up on that. But I'm going through that. I don't think I've ever seen the entire show. I think there might be 9 seasons, but I don't know. That's what I've been watching. Having a good time. It's good, and it looks good on the TV too.
Would you say you're Seinfeld or Friends? Because they're always talking about what side would you pick?
I mean, I've seen
The Civil War.
some Friends.
Civil War.
And it's funny. It's cool. But I watched Seinfeld back in high school, and that's why I stuck with it. I mean, if it was, I don't know if I'd watch it now, without the knowledge that I have already of it. Yeah, like, I'm saying, like, I can easily watch Friends. It's on HBO, but I just don't have a desire to. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
Did the studios cancel Seinfeld? Or did Jerry Seinfeld cancel the studio?
What do you mean?
You've never seen that interview with Larry King? Is like, so did the studio cancel you, or did he's like, I'm Jerry fucking Seinfeld.
Yeah, that does sound
What do you
familiar.
mean?
Yeah.
I cancel them.
Yeah, they don't cancel me.
Yeah,
No one cancel Seinfeld.
Yeah.
I think I saw, because I was typing in like a Seinfeld reboot, and there were interviews with him, and he's like, no, I think it'd be sad if we did a reboot. Like, no one wants to see that, and I guess according to him, it ended definitively, and that's it. I think NBC offered him like millions more, and he was like, nah, I'm good. That's crazy to turn down that amount of money. I mean,
He doesn't need it.
yeah, I mean, I do want to see another B movie. That'd be cool.
With Ray Liotta.
Oh man.
But I read up on what's his name, Kramer. He still feels bad about what happened at that.
That comedy show that he was doing.
Yeah, that comedy show.
Tragedy show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jerry Seinfeld, I think he said, he still feels bad about it too, and it's just they caught him at a bad time, and everybody has outbreaks and stuff or outbursts or whatever. And,
turn it into zombies.
I mean, I
He's
get
going
it.
Cosmo.
Yeah.
I get it, but
Yeah. Hashtag going Cosmo.
you can easily be ruined. You can be the best person ever, and then one night something just goes terribly wrong, and someone records it on their phone, posts it, and you're done.
Yeah.
But I don't know, whatever. I don't have to deal with it, so I kind of don't care.
That's not my problem.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but
He's rich. He's got money. What is he gonna cry about?
yeah. You, Alex, you've been watching?
Wow. I've been watching, I guess, Vikings. We used to watch that. Me and Mundine used to watch it with Papi.
Yeah, what was that? It was on Discovery Channel? No, History
Channel, yeah.
That was like one of their first
fictional shows or
Yeah.
whatever.
written dramatic shows. Yeah.
We used to watch that. I think we saw like the first season and a couple episodes of the second season together. But then I just been going through it. It's a really good show. I don't think any of it is like historically accurate, but it's good. It's fun. All the characters are good. They're I don't know. Yeah, it's one of those shows where I used to get pissed at a lot of shows if they killed off my favorite character and just stopped watching it. It's done. Like in Game of Thrones when they took care of Boromir, I was like, nope, we're done. I'm not even gonna finish this season. It's over.
Yeah, you don't need to keep watching. That shows.
But
You did. I remember because that's the first season, right, where they kill Sean Bean. Or
yeah,
whatever.
but it's not even the season finale.
No, it's like 2 episodes, and you I remember you watching it, and you're like, "Fuck this!" He just walked away. I'm like, "Wait, there's 2 more." It's like, no, there isn't. It's done.
No, it's done.
Yeah, it's over.
It's over.
There's no Game of Thrones ended at season 1, episode 8 or whatever.
Yeah, no, screw that. I'm done. Vikings though, they've killed off a lot of people, and I'm still down. The characters are good, the setting's good. It's a good time. There's fighting, there's action. It's good. It's a good show.
I mean, that show finished already, though, right?
Yeah, they're making a sequel series, I think, that takes place 100 years later or something with Leif Erikson and other people. So, some
Right.
more famous Vikings.
That's cool. All right. Well, I think that catches everybody up with what we've been watching. So without further ado, I think we can get into our main topic of the day, the Squeam?
Squeam.
You like the
What
Squeam?
is scary movie? What's your favorite scary movie?
Wesley.
I'm gonna watch you like a voice.
Yeah, sweet. Sorry, what was it?
I have a speech impediment.
Yeah.
Damn, okay, we can't judge.
Let me call you back.
Damn,
You want to text it to me?
Yeah. So let's talk about
With some
Squeam.
angry emojis.
So Scream's been around for about 25 years.
Oh,
Jeez, it just again makes
That's a full grown. That's an adult.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a yeah. Man.
There was a baby scream and
Yeah,
it turned
that's
into a
big.
full blown
Yeah.
scream.
Oh man. First one came out back in '96. I think it was like in 7th grade. I didn't see it in theaters the first time around. I do remember when the previews were coming out for the first Scream. I would tell my mom, like, "Oh, I know who's the killer. I know who the bad guy is. It's the guy with the skinny mustache, because nobody would wear that in real life." And
He also says that line.
yeah, he's like, "Oh yeah, what does he say? What's the thing? He's like, you're not afraid of the dark, are you?"
Oh,
Or whatever. Yeah, Officer Dewey,
Dewdrop.
Dewdrop, and
Good old doofus.
yeah, Officer Dewey. but I want to say the Scream franchise has probably been a big part of my life. It's I've had the masks. I think we've had a bunch of Scream masks. We would always dress up like that whenever we would go egging during Halloween. Like I would go egging with my friends, so we'd always be in our black hoodies down here just throwing eggs, wearing the Scream masks because we thought we were badass.
Terrible.
I know.
Terrible.
Yeah. And now I'm like, man, get the fuck off my lawn. I don't trust any damn kid. I don't care what you're dressed at. Paw Patrol, Scream. I don't care. Like, stay away. But I guess we'll just go through each of them one by one. Scream 1. What do you guys remember it, or what's one of the biggest things that you take away from that movie? We actually recently saw it because it was the 25th anniversary in theaters, and that was the first time we all together saw it in theaters, because we've seen all of them.
All of them.
I think in theaters, yeah. We've seen 2, 3, and 4 was the last one we saw. And I think it was I think we were like 3 out of maybe 6 people in the theater that night.
There was like 10.
Yeah.
And we were loud, I think.
Yeah,
we were
that was the first
We were the
time.
loud Mexicans.
Yeah, yeah, we were
Yeah.
the terrible people you tell us shut up
Yeah.
and that ruin your night.
Yeah.
But you know what? I don't care. It was fun. It was a great time.
I think we helped make that movie better because
Yeah,
the other
there
people
were-
were like, "What are we doing here?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, quoting the lines and like saying them and
Making
you
fun
know
of them.
all the it was how could you not at this point?
It was good theater participation.
Yeah.
It was a great. I think it was a great experience watching it, especially since we had never seen it before.
And if you hadn't watched it over 25 years, then you should have already watched it.
Yeah, like that. I think it's essential viewing. I think Scream's kind of like helped move horror movies forward. I mean, everything was if you weren't Scream, you were copying Scream. I Know What You Did Last Summer, Urban Legends.
Oh yeah.
There was like the slasher craze like post 96. Like everything was just trying to be like, okay, it's a fisherman with a hook. Okay, it's some dude in a hoodie in a parka, just using a badminton thing. It's just like
Isn't
yeah.
Rebecca Gayheart in Urban Legends?
What is
And
your
in
deal
Scream?
with Rebecca
Yeah.
And in
Gayheart?
Scream.
Yes,
she was
is.
huge.
She was in
was
Scream
huge.
2 and Urban Legends, so she was in the original one and the ripoff of it.
Yeah, she's in Scream 2 and
Rip-offs,
and the 2 Urban Legend movies.
Yeah, just real quick rip-offs, like I think that was one of the bigger things I took away. Like, Scream was human on human, you know? It wasn't, like, paranormal. It wasn't a monster, anything like that. It was straight up, there's a human, and he's killing people. And that's what stood out to me. But then, going back to rip-offs is, like, man, I remember, like, why are all these fucking movies trying to rip off Scream? Like, I almost felt like I was so upset. I was like, you guys can't fucking think of anything good. You just gotta bite off this movie, and you still can't beat it. You still can't
You
beat
should
it.
just make that the movie. That should be the name of the movie, Rip Off, and it just rips
Yeah.
off all of the movies everywhere.
Well, they did that. It's called Scary Movie. But
that's sad too. That the spoof movie is kind of
Bigger than the original.
no, that it's gone now.
Oh.
Like it's not even. What if you were to tell someone about a spoof movie now? It'd be like, you know, people don't care. Like spoof movies used to be.
Good.
Yeah, like there was
Naked
a
Gun.
once in a while. Here's a spoof movie, and it kind of does everything, and it's still kind of smart. But nowadays, it's like spoof after spoof after spoof, and it's
When they're
it's
bad.
sad,
And now there's just, like, all in-
oversaturated,
yeah.
and now it's dead.
And they're just like sketch shows.
like
Yeah,
really bad
like-
sketch shows that cost $3.99 on like Amazon Prime.
Yeah, that's terrible.
But even Scream's kind of like a spoof. I mean, the whole thing is that whole movie is kind of based off of like the commentary of like 80s slashers, and I think that's probably like it was a serious spoof.
Well, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't call it a.
Yeah.
I'd call it a spoof,
Like
like
a satire.
it, like not even. Yeah,
Get frustrated.
yeah. That's not its main thing. You know, it's not.
Kevin
Kevin
like
Williamson is just
but-
too cool.
But
He's just too cool.
yeah, it's
Yeah, Dawson's Creek, baby.
Yeah. Take it back to the creek.
yeah.
yeah.
But no, yeah, that one's a really good movie. I think. I mean, I don't think I'm being biased when I say it's a good movie. I think it's solid throughout. Like watching it now, yeah, I
It's
still
still
like
just
it.
as good.
I
Yeah.
think it's still good. You know, there are movies that I've rewatched since I being a little kid, like Back to the Future 2, and I think that movie's kind of dumb.
Wow.
It's fun.
Hot take.
It's fun,
Hot take.
but it just bites off the first movie, and it's
Oh,
They
but
have a 3D
you know it's
shark.
it's cool. It's
Jaws
cool that they
19,
go
baby.
back in time and like mess with it even
In the
more.
first
But
movie, yeah.
but like
Yeah.
you know it just bites off a lot of the first one.
Endgame took
Um,
that idea. Look at that.
Mm.
But-
They go back in the first, and they go into the first Avengers movie. But yeah, but we could talk. I guess we can do a Back to the Future one. That'd be kind of fun to do. The first Scream. Let's talk about, I guess, the first kill, the first 10 minutes of the movie. I think rewatching it in theaters, just like the dread as Baby Drew Barrymore, who was probably the most famous actress out of that cast at the time. And only for her to like get taken out within those 15 minutes, and it's just like a messed up
What do you
15.
mean? Dustin Hoffman's in it.
Dustin
not Dustin
Hoffman.
Hoffman.
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Winkler, cover Winkler and
Henry,
Reeves.
yeah,
You can do it.
yeah, you can do it. Oh yeah, the fonts. No, he takes it. Well, yeah, I mean, like out of the young cast, I guess,
Oh.
but no, like that whole scene where she's just like flirting with the guy in the beginning, the ghost face, and like you dealing with like right now, it's kind of like, why don't you just look at the caller ID? Like, why don't you just like,
What's that thing attached to your face right now?
Yeah.
A landline.
yeah, what's a landline? So it's just funny looking back on it, but. When she gets stabbed and like her parents are barely coming home, they don't have no idea what's going on. They just see the house all messed up, and they just hear her breathing, and it's
Oh,
just
that's
like
good.
that-
Yeah,
really
it's
good.
it's
feels-
a really well directed everything. I think the music,
As
the
well as
actors,
great soundtracks.
the soundtrack, everything, the scenes, the way they're shot, everything.
Yeah, Wes
just
Craven was on
like when she dies, doesn't the scream mask like come into view in her eyeball and you zoom in on it? Is that part
On that one, I think
or is that part
that's-
2?
I think that's part 2.
Oh well, still it has some great moments.
She
like
takes
that.
off. You see her take off the mask of the killer, and then they do that shot where they don't let you see his face, but it goes straight up to see his hand.
Is that a cut or is that a swift like movement?
I think it's
you
like
know?
a quick dolly up. It's just
Yeah.
like you're not gonna see, and but you can tell by her face. It looks like she recognizes the guy, so it just puts like, whoa, who is this guy? Obviously, someone she knows. So, I guess we can talk, and so that's I think one of the. It starts off with a bang. I think right almost immediately you take out your most famous your famous actor, and then you're like brought into this world of Woodsboro, which is like this super rich, like little
I think
town in California.
that's the biggest thing that bothers me is just like all these rich people that I don't. it takes me straight. It takes me out of it. Like I don't see any black guys.
But you don't have 3 kitchens and
Mexicans,
7.
Like I just
There wasn't even a Mexican janitor, man.
I
Wes
think-
Craven was.
Yeah.
that
They get the high-end janitor.
That's
Yeah.
something I feel like modern movies have changed more. Is just a diverse cast.
Trying to make it more diverse. Yeah. There's no you don't see no Latinos, and I think that's something we were talking about that we've noticed in all the Scream movies is it's always like these young white teenagers in these beautiful fucking mansions, and their parents are never home.
And the thing about it is, like, nowadays, like, you're gonna have Ring everywhere, like, all these people that can afford all this and that, and they can't afford security cameras.
Yeah,
Like,
they
come
can't get
on, they
AT&T
want to
or whatever.
protect their shit. They're not, whatever. That's
Because
another.
they got shady stuff going on there too. So
Yeah.
no cameras allowed here.
Yeah. No, that's what I always thought is like, man, if they came to a Mexican house, like, we're just laughing because it's like, man, there'd be like 6, 7 people, probably like 3 of them named Jesus.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to be able to go
Jesus
to...
on the phone.
Yo,
what's
which
up,
one?
bro?
Chuy, hey, Bob. Like, not you, Jesus.
The dog?
Yeah, what they
Sí,
there?
sí.
Sí, claro.
Yeah.
So, like,
Ven a
like-
comer, vamos a comer ahorita.
Yeah, it's just so that was always fun watching. Doing this rewatch of all the Scream movies, it was fun. Just like that would never happen to us. Like going to a party when your friends are being massacred. Like there's a curfew. They'd be like, "Mira, cabrón,
Yeah.
no vas a ir a no pinche party. Hey, they're killing your friends. Okay, you are going to stay
Let them
home.
kill your friends.
Yeah,
It's okay.
yeah, they're not the good friends. You're not. Like, come on.
Yeah, my dad's gonna kill me.
Yeah.
You're not gonna kill me. I don't care what you do.
When the ghost,
My
Ghostface,
dad's gonna-
like, I'll kill you. I was like, no, fuck you. My dad's
Yeah.
gonna fucking murder me. Papi, no.
More scared of the cinturón.
Yeah.
than the fucking blade.
Ghostface comes. Oh shit!
Yeah, fuck the butcher knife, man.
Ven acá, cabrón.
Yeah, we get that chancla from far away. Let's just throw it, man. Fucking be careful. But yeah, I mean, I guess we can talk about a little bit about the characters. Neve Campbell is Sydney. She's our main character, our protagonist.
The Craft.
Yeah, The Craft. If you've not seen Neve Campbell, The Craft, she's great in The Craft.
It's a good movie.
It's
Sounds good.
another
Yeah,
good
movie.
movie with a good soundtrack. I can't
The
I don't
second
know.
one though.
I can't watch the second one.
I watched it. Yeah, I mean, like I told you guys, but I can repeat it for the podcast. Like, so the first one was on sale for like $9.99. Part 2 was on sale for $9.99, and then they had a 2-pack that was $9.99. So yeah, that just goes to show you how shitty Part 2 is.
Yeah.
And it is. There are some parts where it's like, oh, that could have been interesting, but yeah,
There's another like straight to DVD. Well, I guess not even DVDs do. Are they DVDs?
straight to Netflix.
Straight to
now.
Netflix, straight to streaming, like sequel or whatever that no one is just gonna get lost in the shuffle.
Oh, straight to screaming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
screaming.
Screaming.
So we have Neve Campbell. I think she's great, and I think in all of these, usually in horror movies, they kind of switch out the protagonists. Like they'll be the main character for the first 2 or whatever, kill them off, and then just get in the new hot actress going forward. But no, Sydney. Spoilers, obviously, because come on, these movies have been out for 25 years. You should. This is
And
all
no
these
one's
thoughts.
listening anyway.
No one's listening.
No, maybe
Except-
40 people. I don't know.
Hell
They
yeah.
could be.
You know
Thank
what?
you for listening.
Thank you
Three
for
listeners
listening.
are like,
Gracias.
"God damn it, you
You don't
spoiled
get
it."
no nalgadas for you unless you guys want a nalgada, But yeah, it's just like, but no, like I think watching these and after watching part 3 and 4, I think Neve Campbell still does a great job. She makes you feel for her. Her mother gets killed before the movie starts. We can talk about Sydney's mom. Like
Everybody can talk about
let's just
What
say
a
Sydney's
poor
mom
lady,
was
Jesus.
promiscuous.
promiscuous girl.
Yeah. You don't want to get sued by Nelly Furtado.
Oh,
Nelly
man.
Furtado.
Nelly
Furtado.
Like the
We got a
bird.
great show coming up, folks.
Yeah.
Watch out, hide your kids.
What?
That's Kevin Spacey.
Oh, jeez.
Nelly Furtado.
Oh, he says that. You should watch your kids if Kevin Spacey is around. Just
fucking sicko.
Oh, he'll start screaming for sure.
you know,
Oh no! I'm only 10 years old. I can't say streaming yet. I say screaming.
oh
Yeah,
man.
he's calling the fucking guy from Scream. He's calling Ghostface.
Hey, what's your pointers on just taking out a bunch of underage boys?
First you gotta take out their
Wait, what?
No.
This
I'm
is
gonna
not.
get you like a fish. Billions.
Yeah. Fucking Kaiser Sose.
Oh no, that's a spoiler. You can't.
Yeah, hashtag we don't talk about Kaiser Sose.
We don't talk about Bruno.
Yeah, no. Oh man, what is this podcast about?
Screaming.
Screaming again. Always screaming. But I think Neve Campbell does a great job. You feel for her character. You don't. I don't think you get like annoyed because I feel like with a
Yeah,
lot of.
She's a great character.
Yeah, I think she's a great protagonist. You want to say something?
Well, yeah, no. Sometimes, you can easily become like an ass and be like, no, I've been through this and blah blah blah. But I think she plays the part, really well. That she doesn't come across as an ass.
Like a victim. She's had these horrible things happen to her for 4 fucking
Yeah,
movies.
she-
Can't catch a fucking break.
Just fucking leave her alone.
Yeah,
man.
It's like Jason Bourne.
By this time, jeez, she's killed more people than the actual killers. But
Yeah, that's funny. Well,
but no,
committed.
yeah,
They
she's
need
great.
killing.
She has this I can't even say it. Screaming vulnerability. She can play vulnerable.
yeah.
Yeah.
She play Bobo.
She's a wascally wabbit. She can play vulnerable. I can't say it.
No, it's okay. She can play border boat.
That's cool. You like to see almost.
But
That's cool, man. Whatever.
That was what you mean.
Yeah.
That's from Joe Dirt.
Oh yeah, just yelling. Like,
I'm
so
If they don't know, then whatever.
they don't know. Now you know.
Yeah.
Buster.
Hey, you remember that one time my bullshit was
Out of your door. Out of your door.
Oh man.
back for my flip flop.
Oh yeah. All right. Back on
Going
track.
all crazy.
Yeah, now we're just.
We're just gonna say yeah. She can play. All right, Sydney,
can be
Neve Campbell,
vulnerable.
great,
Sydney.
beautiful. Yeah.
Help me.
Yeah. That's Trinity.
They both end in Y.
Yeah. We also get David Arquette as Officer Dewey, who
Not
again.
afraid of the dark.
Yeah. David Arquette, I don't know who told him to put that mustache on, but like at by this point, like
It was a joke. Was
Like,
like
it had to-
just do it.
Yeah.
You can
Do
get.
yeah. But he plays the deputy that nobody respects. But he does another great he's like the underdog in these movies. He always ends up, what did they say? Like, every time Dewey walks into a room, he ends up as a pincushion or whatever. He gets stabbed so many times. But, like, every time he gets knocked down, he gets back up again. And
Then
he's
he's
always...
fine.
Yeah, you root for him.
Yeah.
You don't want him to fail.
Yeah, like, he's the big, goofy older brother.
He's
that-
Launchpad
that respect
McQuack.
it. Yeah. You get Courtney Cox as Gail Weathers, the bitchy... tabloid reporter, which do they even have like tabloid news? Is like
Yeah.
Extra still out and shit?
Extra.
Yeah, Extra. Oh shit, we're gonna get sued.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
But-
will get seed.
But yeah, Courtney Cox is great because she plays like a different version of like Monica from Friends. Like she's
Oh yeah,
like
totally opposite.
yeah, like they both have similarities and like they always try to get things done, but like Monica's always she's sweet, even though she's neurotic. And her Gail is just like a straight up like bitch.
She's hardcore.
She's like, yeah, she'll mess with like she'll nothing will get in her way to tell the story. You know, people will die, but she'll
Yeah.
be there. She'll be the first one there, trying to cover it, try to solve it. She has like she doesn't care who gets in her way. She's great in this. Skeet Ulrich as Billy Loomis.
What?
Yeah. We all go a little mad sometimes. As Sydney's
Sydney, have
boyfriend.
sex with me. Your mom
Yeah.
just died.
God, I'm sexually frustrated. God damn it, Sydney.
Jesus. It's been like a year. Aren't
Yeah.
you over it?
Yeah, your mother.
Yeah, aren't you over
Yeah.
your fucking
Yeah.
mom dying?
Yeah. You know, when my mom left, it's like, your mom left town.
Yeah.
Your mom isn't like 6 feet underground. It's like, fuck.
But we all had your mom, so it's
Yeah,
the same
gee.
thing. Yeah, stupid.
Oh man,
Awesome.
you like he straight up looks. There's a bunch of clues in the first movie that pin him as the killer
Yeah, it's a little too on the nose, but I think they do that almost being like,
to hit you over the head to
Okay.
born like, yeah, no, of course that's way too obvious.
Yeah.
And then you kind of want him to be like the good guy, like, oh no, he's being framed or whatever. But no,
Shit, man, he's in a car and driving away, and you still hear him. In the
oh yeah,
police
when
car.
the police car and they're taking him away.
Jesus.
We get oh my god, Jamie Kennedy as Randy, who growing up was always my favorite character, just
Yeah.
because he felt like he was my avatar.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
was
he-
awesome.
He talked my language. He talked in movies. He talked in quotes. You know, he was all into horror movies, just like I think all of us were. And does a great job. He's the one that tells us what the rules are to surviving a scary movie. And do you guys remember what those are? Off the
Rule number 1.
Yeah.
top? No sex.
Yeah.
Big no.
Yeah.
Big no.
Boo.
Yeah. And then obviously no drinking beer. And man, beer sounds good right now.
Yeah. Oh, beer dude.
Yeah. Don't always say I'll be right back.
Ah!
Yeah. And then we get Matthew Lillard, the Scooby-Doo man Shaggy Norville Rogers himself as Stu Macher, Billy's best friend, and
You hit
second-
me with the phone. Dick.
I always had a thing for you, Sid.
I'm bleeding pretty bad here, man.
Yeah, my mom and dad are gonna be so mad at
Yeah,
me.
he's great, man.
You know, I hated him in the
too
first
good.
one, but looking back, I think he steals the fucking movie.
Yeah, he's
The-
him and Jamie Kennedy are the best.
Yeah, they play well off each other. All these characters are so likable in the first one, and yeah, I don't know. It's just the first one. I think it's fun. It's scary. Soundtrack is great. Is there any kills or any specific moments you guys like? I guess sticks with you guys from the first movie.
The whole movie.
Yeah, the whole
I
movie's
think,
good.
yeah, I think it was, again, the first time seeing something like that, where it's a human being the killer. You know, I don't know. I think it just stood out. Everything was like, whoa,
Yeah,
whoa.
just some frustrated fucking dude who just wants to have sex with his girlfriend, but he's a fucking psycho.
Yeah.
And his best friend is just like a fucking, just a clinger on her. Oh, you know what I think is one of your moments, Betin, that you like from Scream? You haven't mentioned is Rose McGowan plays Sydney's best friend, and
Boom.
yeah. So there's a scene where Sydney is being talked to by the cops, and Gail is like confronting her, and they have history because she reported on her mom's death, who had died before the events of the movie, and and then like Sydney is like, oh, how's your book coming, Gail? And she's like, oh, it's going great. I'll send you a copy. And she like fucking decks her in the fucking mouth, and then like Rose McGowan, they're in their house. She's staying over her house, and they're recounting those events, and Rose McGowan is doing what, Betin?
She has a stuffed rabbit.
Yeah.
And she's just playing with the feet of the rabbit, and she's just like doop, 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 doop.
It's like,
But I think the big thing about that, like what it reminds me more of is that being a VHS tape and rewatching as a kid,
yeah.
like, I mean, it's different now. You can just easily rewatch things, but I guess back then, having to learn how to put a VHS tape in, turning on the power, rewinding, playing, making sure it's on the right channel or right input. As a kid, I learned all that.
It was a big deal.
Yeah, and rewatching a movie a million times, I think that was one of the first times that I was like, I've already seen all of this. I want to pay attention to like maybe where you're not supposed to pay attention. Sometimes you see things that
Yeah, it's just a little. It's just a little moment where she's just talking about like Sid, super bitch, because he punched Gail Weathers in the face, and just like she's just messing with the feet, and just like a goofy little character moment. That I don't know. It's always something that just sticks in our head. But yeah, I mean I think the movie in general is great. I think it still holds up after all these years. It's a whodunit. You don't know. Everyone's a suspect. It's all these.
Everyone's a suspect.
It's all these teenagers. You don't know like if your best friend, your boyfriend is the killer, and it ends up like there's a curfew. at night, and like everyone's at this one dude's house. It's again a big mansion. It's like
where are the parents?
Where are the parents?
That, one of them's tied up in the closet.
yeah. Sydney's dad, who's a suspect, is tied up in the closet.
He's just listening to everybody watch Evil Dead. What the shit?
Oh yeah, that's cool. Evil Dead.
Yeah, they mentioned Evil Dead, which we didn't even know what that was. We thought it was just a fake movie title, only to find out later that it was an actual horror movie and a great horror movie.
Yeah, going back to that party, I think one of the other things that stands out when they say that the principal died and that he's hanging in the football field or whatever, and then the guys are all like, "Really? Let's go check it out." Yeah. Like, man, some of that shit, like, really thinking about it, that's fucking sick.
That is sick. That's something that would really happen.
That's how people are.
God,
they're like, let's go check it out.
But yeah, like, being a kid and like seeing that kind of stuff and thinking like, yeah, these teenagers fucking killing other teenagers because they're sexually fucking frustrated, like, and where are the parents? I'm gonna go out drinking. There's a curfew. Fuck that. I'm gonna go party. Like, people just can't fucking do what's right.
They know bad things are happening.
You just can't do it, can you?
Yeah, just.
But so basically, in this movie, Billy is the killer. Obviously, him and Stu, because Billy is sad that his mom ran out on him because his dad was cheating on his mom with
everybody.
With Sydney's mom, who apparently was like the village bicycle, and everybody had a ride.
That's why she moved to Woodsboro, so they can borrow her.
Damn! Woo! Yeah, she has a fucked up backstory, which we'll get to in part 3. But I think the best part of part 1, I think, is the fact that it takes place in this the small kind of secluded town. All these houses are like 50 miles away from like the nearest police station. And I think it's just really well done. Wes Craven directed it. Kevin Williamson wrote it, and it knocked it out of the park first time around. Like it's just great all around.
Yeah, it feels like it's a horror movie made for horror fans. Like, they knew exactly what people wanted, what people were tired of, what people expect, and that's what the movie is. And then on top of that, they use like Jamie Kennedy as a mouthpiece to even like accentuate that, say like, yeah, we know what to expect if you're smart, but everybody's dumb. Everybody's dumb. And I think
nobody follows the rules.
I think that also is why that movie's great, because all the characters seem real. You're never like, you don't think anyone is unbelievable, and they all feel like your friends at some point. Like, you have a Stu, you have a Jamie Kennedy in the group whenever, like, there's a big group of friends. Like, that's what's there, and that's what you see. And they nail them. They nail them all. You feel like they're your friends, and none of them feel like just a character trope or an archetype, like they do in a lot of other horror movies.
Yeah. One of the best moments, I think, in the first one is, like, at the ending when they're in the kitchen, and we find out that Billy and Stu are the bad guys, and they're telling Sydney, and she's like, why are you guys doing this? And he's like, well, why do you need a motive? Like, you don't need, like, it's scarier when you don't have a motive. But then that's when you have, like, this acting by Skeet Ulrich when he talks about his mom. And even, like, there's a shot of, like, Matthew Lillard's face. Like, oh, shit, like, he's just that, like, he's crying for his mom. Like, this whole thing is for his mom. And then, and then...
Stu, what's your motive?
Yeah. Peer pressure, man.
Yeah.
And then Sydney calls them out for being like psychos for watching too many horror movies, and Skeet Ulrich like shoots back saying like, was it
no, don't blame it on the movies.
No, don't blame it on.
Yeah, it's like movies don't make psychos. Yeah. Movies make psychos more creative.
Yeah.
And it's true. It's like, in the end of the day, there's horrible fucking people. People are gonna kill for whatever stupid bullshit reason.
Oh
like
no, that's why
Randy
you
says.
blame video games.
Yeah, just blame. Yeah, yeah,
Mortal Kombat made me want to punch somebody's face off.
yeah. What about the friendships? They don't talk about that.
Yeah, they make babality.
Yeah,
I want to take care
yeah,
of it.
I want to turn a person into a baby.
I don't go back in time.
Yeah. But Scream 1, awesome. Great. Love it. Going to Scream 2 now. Scream
Perfect
2,
companion.
There
I
you
think
go.
It's
Yeah, go for it.
yeah, no, it's a perfect companion. You know, if you've never seen Scream 1, well, yeah, we've spoiled it, but you know, Scream 1 and 2 go together perfectly. I just thought it was cooler, you know, like you know, it's the sequel, but it's way cooler, and they're in college, and you know, you know, one of the things, how you're saying Randy and stuff, how he's like your avatar. Yeah, again, you know, he's talking about movies in school. You know, I never knew you could do that. So to me, that was
saying
cool.
a class on like film.
Yeah, it's cool.
And you know, again, highly quotable. It's a fun time. You know, the stakes are kind of like bigger, or it's in a bigger area.
Yeah.
You know, more characters. And then the whole thing that they make it like meta with, oh, now we're coming out with Stab, you know.
The movie within a movie.
Yeah, like that to me, again, as a kid, being like, oh, that's such an interesting idea. And that opening scene tops, you know, part one's like...
Oh, really?
Well,
no,
I
go
mean,
for it. No, yeah, that's interesting.
I
yeah.
mean, I don't know if it tops it, but I'm saying like
That's one I wanna talk
it
about.
definitely doesn't fall short.
No.
You know, and
You're talking about the scene where they're in the movie theater watching, like...
with Niobe.
With Niobe.
With the
The
entanglement.
entanglement
She
chick.
gets entangled with a knife, and she doesn't win.
Dang, we're just...
But yeah, I mean,
That's the second time
we bring up...
Naomi, yeah, because of Matrix Resurrection.
Yeah, which, if you want to go listen to us ramble about Matrix,
Yeah.
go back to that episode. Episode
It's
4.
it's more enjoyable than watching the movie.
Whoa. I still like it. I still
Carrie
like
Ann Moss is cool.
it. Yeah.
Thank you.
but yeah, that's a great scene. You know, I felt so bad for her. Like, here she is getting stabbed and killed, and everyone just thinks it's a joke,
Yeah, it's just
and it's part of the movie.
It's a packed fucking
Um,
theater with people wearing Scream masks and all with their green glow-in-the-dark knives.
I can tell you that did upset me when I saw that. I'm like, do theaters actually give away stuff like that?
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
I've
we
never
didn't get-
seen
we didn't get no
anything.
fucking-
Like, yeah, I want
Yeah,
a
they
mask
gave
and
them,
knife.
man.
Like, you know, but
You need to show up like that.
Well, you remember that time we went to see Ninja Turtles, like
Yeah,
2
that I
and 3,
remember.
and they had like the Ninja Turtle stuntmen come in.
it might have been Ho Sung Pak.
Oh yeah, I don't even know who Honsung Back is.
Luke Kang.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
I
real?
think he.
Oh,
played
the guy
one
from
of
the video game, not
yeah.
not Robin Shaw from the
No,
movie.
yeah.
All right, yeah, yeah. They came in. It was back at AMC Ford City. They came there and they had like a whole demonstration, which was pretty badass.
Yeah.
They sometimes they do give. I remember I watched The Boys in the theaters. They had the first episode and they gave me the hat and stuff. So I was like, oh
Well,
hell
yeah, I mean
When we saw it.
now things are
Oh, yeah,
getting
that's
you
right.
know, but back then you know it was kind of rare and
might have been for the rich people.
yeah that's again why I was like a little upset like well, why don't they do it here but yeah no I really like that movie
Yeah, part 2 takes place a year. It came out a year after. Not only does it take place within a year in the movie itself, but it came out in 97 in December. I remember because I was looking up showtimes for it to go with my friends in the newspaper because that's how you used to look it up. There was no fucking Google.
But you had to call them too.
Yeah, welcome to Movie Phone.
Yeah. If
Seinfeld
you want to
does
watch,
that, too.
Yeah.
have you
like-
seen that
What?
Seinfeld does that
Oh,
Kramer I think works for Movie Phone for like a couple days or something like that but I think he fucks it up or something.
Did he say the words that he shouldn't have said? Did he use derogatory terms? But yeah, so the part 2 takes place on a college campus. You follow back the survivors from the first one. Randy's a little bit more confident in this one because, like you said, he's in film class. He's a little bit more in his element. He's still pining for Sydney. Sydney has her new boyfriend. There's a copycat killer who's taking out people who have names to the victims from the first one, which I thought was a kind of a cool thing. Which it wasn't like exactly.
I
just
always
like,
forget about that. It seems like
it's
such a, like,
it's in it for the
whatever.
first couple of kills, and then after, as soon as Sydney is like they put the FBI detail on her and shit, it's kind of dropped.
Man, those guys die.
Those
Awesome.
they die.
Holy shit!
Oh, in that car scene, yeah. So, we didn't even talk about your boy, Liev Schreiber.
Oh yeah,
Liev
100% caught.
100% got it.
Man, he comes out for 5 seconds in the first one.
It's
and
so weird,
awesome.
yeah. That's so great that that's something they follow up. So Liev Schreiber plays this character who Sydney,
Shiny.
who Sydney thinks that killed her mother. Obviously, it turns out to be Bill and Stu, and he's only in it in like archive footage, like when they're talking about him on TV, and so it's like weird. But then he's a main character in the second one, which is something I hardly see because he's he doesn't have any speaking lines in the first movie.
Yeah, I remember when I was younger, I didn't understand.
Yeah,
any
I
of
was
that part. I was like,
confused, too.
"What is this?" I thought this
Who
movie
is
was
this
just
guy?
about Ghostface killing people.
Yeah, no, there's
What's
like
this other thing?
it's a deeper. It's like it's a deeper mystery. And I think that's what's cool because there's like this whole almost like this whole other movie happened, or whatever, before the movie, and so we follow up with Sydney and the killers on the campus, and this one I think is a little bit more like dramatic. And this part 2 for the longest time was my favorite one. Like
It was the best one.
I would say it was my favorite one up until we saw Scream in theaters. And I think it was because of that movie theater experience. Again, we were like 5 people in that theater or whatever. But like seeing it on the big screen, I think Scream 1's a classic. I think Scream 2 is a classic. But yeah, like it's a little more dramatic. They have like the whole end sequence is like ends up in the auditorium, the theater or whatever. The way they play music, the way the sets are designed. Kevin Williamson is back. Wes Craven is back, and I think they do another, like you said, companion piece. It's almost like you can watch them back to back.
Yeah, it's a
And-
perfect 1-2 punch.
And the kills are great. Yeah, the Jada Pinkett Smith and Omar Epps.
Yeah, they're great.
They're great. Poor they kill the black people in the first like 5 minutes of the movie, which I think is like the joke. But still, it's like Jada Pinkett Smith's death is like fucking nasty. Just like crying in front of everybody. It's painful. It's painful to watch. But like everybody's just like cheering it on.
Do they kill her friend?
Who's?
Her Sydney's
Sydney's
black
best
friend?
friend. Yeah,
Yeah,
Sydney's
she dies
black-
with the cops.
Yeah, it's the
So she's
scene.
trying to get out of the
They're
thing.
inside
And then
the
Well,
police.
she's like outside of the car, I think,
Yeah, they're
and then they
inside
just
the FBI
grab
car.
her, and then they pull her back.
Yeah,
And then she runs.
the
away.
kills
Yeah.
are, I don't want to say gnarlier. Are they, do you think, compared to the first one? The Drew Barrymore kill, I think, is probably one of the nastiest
That's
kills
disturbing.
when they're hanging her from the tree.
They're
yeah.
hanging, and there's something about her eyes, like they,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's. Yeah, no, I wouldn't say they're gnarlier. I would say they're on par, or,
They do. Oh man, I think the worst part of the movie, or where I didn't expect it, because it's so abrupt,
Kennedy.
is Jamie fucking Kennedy
Yeah.
when they kill fucking Randy. Because I'm like, man, he's gonna get Sydney in this movie. The nerd's gonna get the girl at the end of this movie.
That's
You
such
know.
a great scene too, because they're all like, he has a phone, go find him, and everyone like
They're on the
Yeah.
campus.
everyone goes
in the
to try
pod.
to find him.
Yeah, you got Dewey who's back, who has a limp. You get
Boom,
Gail.
boom,
boom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dewey's theme, fucking beautiful.
Great theme song.
Marco Beltrami, great. And him and his well, I guess we can talk about them in a little bit. But yeah, Randy, when they're on the phone with the killer and Randy's talking to him, and he's fucking confident. He's just going against
Yeah.
Barb with him, just talking shit about like what does he call him, like Billy pussy ass red.
Yeah, and that's why they get him.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the killer in
Talk
here
shit
is
about it.
Billy's mom. So
That's a good one to get in though before you die.
Yeah.
Let me talk shit about your
You're
garbage
fucking-
kid.
pussy wet rag. What do you call it? They're like, God damn, Randy. But yeah, like he's talking shit, and he's like, "What's your favorite scary movie?" He's like, "Showgirls, absolutely frightening." and like he's just going spitting fire back at her. At Ghostface, only for him to like just turn around and like he gets swiped into the fucking camera van,
Yeah.
and you just see it like you got the little beatboxers or whatever like
He does
dancing,
terrible.
and you just see the van like rocking and like
Don't come a knocking.
yeah. when Ghostface is rocking, and you just open the van and you just see fucking Randy there, just like gutted and like Courtney Cox just starts screaming, and I'm like, fuck.
See, that's I think another reason that makes it a good movie is that they don't play it safe. He died.
Yeah.
He was a fan favorite.
Yeah.
And he fucking died. Not even at the end.
Yeah, he didn't even get it. He barely got halfway into the movie.
So, you know,
They Drew Barrymore him.
Yeah, jeez.
So, you know, that's, again, I like that because some movies sometimes play it safe and it's garbage plot armor and shit, but...
Yeah, well, the one that probably has plot armor now is Dewey. Because dude gets stabbed in the back in the first one.
He's just so used to taking shots.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And he ends up with a limp in this one. But it's funny seeing him and Gail back together. Well, they're not together. They're just like, their scenes together are great. Because they've broken up or whatever. And he's mad at her because the way she wrote him in her book. Like, and he keeps like quoting her. Like the pages of her book, like page 26.
Yeah.
Like Dewey walks into the bullpen with oafish, inexperience, and it's like he's so hurt by her because he loves her so, he's so in love with her, and she's like, you know what, like, I'm sorry, and you can tell she cares, she loves him, but she's a career oriented woman. She wants to get the scoop.
That's a good scene where he starts getting stabbed too because she can't hear it.
Oh yeah, when they're inside the audio visual room or whatever, and like he's trying to tell her they're in between, like they're separated by glass, and she finally turns around only to see him like getting stabbed like 100 and fuck.
They just have great set pieces. The
That's
places
what
they
I'm
go
saying.
to are just great.
That's why
it's filmed nicely.
Yeah.
Like, it's not shit. They took time to, like, I don't know, to block it out, to do everything.
And because the first one, how we were saying, like, the mansion, everything's so, like, everyone lives so luxurious.
Yeah.
This one feels a lot more, I think, like, it makes sense. Like, the theater, Drew Barrymore gets killed in a mansion away from the world.
Yeah.
Here you're getting killed in front of everybody.
Inside your school.
That's insane. And that would happen. If people saw that, like, yeah, they're dying, that's cool, right?
Yeah.
Like, that would definitely happen. More people would probably pull out their phones and record it now.
Nowadays, everybody. If they
that's-
were to do that scene in the beginning, everybody would have their phones out.
It's just like that lady on the train. She got fucking raped or whatever.
A lot of people just pulled out their phone.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't read the story. That's just what I...
No, yeah.
But like that, it feels more like grounded in something. I mean, maybe not where they kill the cops because there's no one in the streets. But
no one in the streets.
The campus makes sense because, like, if you go to college, if you go to a fancy college, if you're smart enough or whatever,
You got money.
Yeah, you got money. I guess like that is how campuses look.
Or you pay lying about your kids being in a polo team or whatever, like Felicity Huffman or Uncle or Aunt Becky from Full House.
Yeah, and not even a real name.
Yeah.
Just Aunt Becky.
We're not allowed to use her name.
But Felicity Huffman's okay.
Yeah. Lori Loughlin, there you go, or whatever.
She's gonna fucking call the
Yeah.
show.
What's she gonna do?
What are
What are you gonna do, Lori Loughlin?
Come at me.
Becky.
Come at me,
I
Becky.
got a fuller house. Yeah.
Damn.
Desperate housewife.
Yeah. But I said earlier, I think everything was so more dramatically. I guess the word I was looking for is theatrical, and I guess because the set piece at the final scene or the final showdown or whatever is at the what's it called at the theater. You get your boy in this movie.
Timothy Oliphant.
Baby Timothy Oliphant in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think his acting is that great in this movie. But
No, it's okay.
compared to now, I think he's great now.
Oh yeah.
But it's just so.
What acting? I mean, what acting do you need? He played the part
He
well.
played
He
it.
actually has some of the better
The
he went with Jamie Kennedy talking crap about one thing, and that was the one thing I don't like Jamie Kennedy saying. Well, he said something about like
Star
part
Wars?
of a trilogy doesn't count.
Yeah, not a
What?
sequel,
No
part of a
way.
trilogy.
That-
What?
Get out! It's a sequel.
Yeah,
Get out
that,
of here.
I was just thinking about that too. Any part 2 or 3 is a sequel.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
I think
at
he
all.
just meant like it was planned.
No.
Nah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
He's wrong.
Invalid.
It's
That's why he died.
Timothy Oliphant has better better like quips with that because he also talks about aliens and he talks about what does he talk Terminator 2, saying that they're sequels.
And there's a hard on for James Cameron.
Yeah, Jamie Kennedy, because he knows he's wrong about that. He's like, you just have a hard on for James Cameron, but he's right.
Buffy says that though. I think it's Buffy.
Buffy says.
Oh, yeah, Sarah Michelle Gellar's in this movie. I love you, Buffy.
For 2 seconds. Yeah.
So,
that's cool too. They have all these like actors or whatever that
like the hot actors at the time or whatever.
Yeah, and they don't have to come out. They're just there for a second.
You get Rebecca Gayheart. You get Portia de Rossi before Arrested Development. Oh, before Ellie McBeal. You're right. Yeah.
Ellen.
Oh, Ellen. Oh, yeah. Well, let's not talk about that.
Yeah, well, yeah. But you see, like, even with that, you start thinking, could it even be them? The people they show for 1 second, could it be them?
Yeah, because they just linger on shots, and you're like, why are you here?
Yeah.
This is where the killer was 2 seconds ago.
They keep subverting expectations in a good way.
Yeah.
And I think the interesting thing is, in here, the first one was kind of a revenge. I guess both are kind of revenge. Like, Billy's mad because his mom ran away, and he blames Sydney and her family or whatever. And here, the bad guys turn out to be
Roseanne's sister.
Isn't she Academy Award-winning actress Laurie Metcalf? Or
DK Metcalf?
Andy's mom from Toy Story?
Oh, yeah. Sheldon's mom from Big Bang Theory. I mean, I've never really seen the show, but yeah, I know that she's the mom.
Yeah, but I always hated people like, oh, that's your favorite show, right? Why? Oh, because you like comic books, right? I'm like, yeah. You like movies, right? I'm like, yeah.
You like stuff, right?
You like
you like the Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
That's
like me going to someone, like was in jail. Like, your favorite show is Oz, right? Like,
they talk about your life,
right?
Right? You
Jeez.
like it, right?
Yeah. But yeah, so in this one, it turns out to be Billy's mom.
Billy's mom.
And as the stabbing going on, and you have Mickey, who is like a film student who wants to blame.
Blame it on the movie.
Yeah, the freaky Tarantino film student. But I kind of like the fact that it's the mom because hardly you don't see a woman being the killer. So again, it subverts expectations, and you think like a mom isn't really gonna do it. Like, she's out there, she's the one that kills Randy because she's like, he spoke ill of my boy, and she's fucking scary. She's great.
She plays the part really well. Those eyes.
Yeah, those crazy eyes.
Because she gets shat on a lot too, like by Courtney Cox, and she just takes it.
Yeah.
But then at the end, she's boom, flip it. That's good.
She flips it, and then it's kind of like a reversal again on horror movies, or at least it goes back to like the 80s slashers, because in the first Friday the 13th, the killer is Jason's mom. Yeah. But you think Friday the 13th, and you think Jason. Like, I didn't know that his mom was the bad guy in the first.
Who's the killer in the first Friday the 13th?
And it's like, it's Jason Voorhees.
It's Mrs. Voorhees.
Yeah.
It's Mrs. Voorhees. I got that one. Yes. Hands up, Billy.
Yeah. And yeah, so they kind of reverse it. Like, it fits within the profile of a horror movie.
She's also freakishly strong.
Yeah, she
can run really fast and drive a car back to a campus.
Yeah,
they gotta be taking drugs here and there, like when they're not.
Oh no, well, we'll talk about like Emma Roberts in part 4 in a little bit.
Or about McDreamy's detective partner that does drugs every 2 seconds.
He's all drugged out looking.
Excuse me while I take drugs.
Would
you like some drugs?
They call me Detective Druggy.
Yeah.
Why? Oh, because of the drugs.
Yeah. Well, that's just on the nose, isn't it? No, it goes in my nose.
You can detect the drugs.
By the way, I take drugs.
Yeah. Just so we're clear. You got drugs?
You're from Grey's Anatomy supplies.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not McDreamy. It's McDruggy. Everyone's like, what the hell are you guys talking?
Yeah, I have no idea.
You guys
probably not audible.
So what about any last thoughts on Scream 2?
Oh, well, it has a couple of things. Like I like Lee Schreiber's part where.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk. Yeah,
like, you think he's gonna be a bad guy because like Sydney's been shitting on him, doesn't want to give him the time of day. He
went to jail for like a year or so for like a murder he didn't commit.
He has this one super scary moment where he just like meets Sydney in the library, and there's a bunch of cops, and he's like not threatening her, but the way that it's shot and filmed, you're like, holy
Well,
shit.
just his demeanor. He's just like this desperate guy's like, I'm just trying to talk to you, Sydney.
Yeah.
Like, just talk to me. And they do this shot in these movies where they do a lot of boot shots.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh shit, is he the killer? Because everybody obviously goes to fucking Shoe Carnival and buys like the same boots.
They get those construction workers.
Yeah, they got the black construction worker boots. It's like, holy shit, you guys just buy all of them in surplus. Like, goddamn.
Billy's mom had socks on top of socks to fit in there.
Yeah, but no, Liev Schreiber's great. He's very fidgety.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Squirrely almost. And it sounds like he wants to cry and he's angry at the same time. Just like, but he's great because you don't know where
Whose
he's
side
gonna
he's
go.
pick. Yeah.
He's the wild card, I think.
Billy's mom is convincing him to kill Sydney, and then Sydney's also convincing him to kill Billy's mom at the end.
Yeah, and it's
awesome.
just like, and what does she do? Is like, oh, I'll do that Diane Sawyer special or whatever. And he's like, deal, boom,
Yeah, that's great. Jerry O'Connell,
sliders.
Sliders. One
Plays
of
the
the
boyfriend.
worst deaths ever.
Oh yeah.
Man,
So-
she doesn't. No, go ahead.
No, go, say it.
No,
Do it.
hurry up.
No. I'm here. I'm here
Hurry
for
up,
you.
do it.
No.
Hurry up. You gotta hurry up because we're about to end
Oh.
this thing.
Oh man. Maybe we should
Well,
turn
I
it
don't
off.
know.
Turn it off right now.
Okay. Okay. It's, I think, process.
And we're back. Sorry, we had a technical difficulty for a second there. But yeah, no, Alex had brought up Jerry O'Connell Sliders from Sliders.
I think I love you.
Yeah. It is not what love is. Oh wait, shit, we're gonna get sued.
That's a great scene too.
Yeah. So he plays Sydney's boyfriend, and he's like the handsome, like just sweet boyfriend.
Yeah, he's not a jerk, which
Yeah.
I appreciate. You know, he like Billy in the first one was a fucking
Like a-
asshole.
Yeah, it's just this dark.
You know,
It's like,
something's
why
bad.
is she with him?
Yeah.
Jesus, but this guy,
Yeah, the
you know,
open book, parted hair.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. I always tried making my hair look like. Why
Yeah.
can't my hair?
Yeah.
Because he can't slide.
Yeah. But no, his job is like you can't hate him, even though part of me did, because I was like, I want Randy to like, Nev Campbell to notice Randy, because again my avatar I wanted to be with Nev Campbell.
Yeah.
But yeah, he so you're like, it's gonna be the boyfriend again, right? Like it's in your mind already, which again with the subverting expectations, only to find out what, Alex?
Well, yeah, he's not the bad guy. They have him like chained up. Why? Because it's like some part of a frat party or something.
Yeah, he gave what were you just saying?
He gave his letters to Nev Campbell.
Yeah,
and that's a big no-no.
Yeah, big no during that cafeteria scene where he's singing that song.
But it's tradition.
Yeah, it's tradition. The brothers are gonna kick his ass.
Yeah.
But it's tradition. It's tradition. And yeah, he ends up at the set piece at the theater, and he's almost in a.
He's
Yeah.
crucified.
got that on film.
Yeah. That cameraman's great only for the little bit that he's in there.
That guy's awesome.
And
He bounces.
he
Yeah.
leaves because he's smart. He's like, fuck this.
You know what? White people problems. Just
Yeah,
let them.
yeah.
They already killed 2 people. I'm leaving.
They're like, you didn't tell me they killed your cameraman. I'm like, I'm not gonna be that guy.
You have
Yeah.
a bitch bowl?
So you got Timothy Oliphant at the ending, and he's kind of just telling Sydney like, oh yeah, Derek is the boyfriend or whatever. It's like, yeah, Derek, like I lost track of him. Like we set this whole thing up, and Derek's like pleading with Sydney. And she's like broken again, and she doesn't know who to trust, what to think. She's lived this before. She doesn't know what to do, and he's like Sydney, please don't like I love you. I'm not. And then, bam, Timothy Oliphant goes Justified
On that. Unjustified.
and it's that's a bad bad death.
wound?
Yeah, it
That
looks
wound
terrible.
looks nasty,
Just-
just bleeding out.
Yeah, it just sucks because he's constantly helping her out and trying to help her out throughout the entire movie.
Yeah.
And she doesn't know what to think about it, so she keeps putting him at a distance.
Yeah.
And even when she does, he's still like, I think I love you. And it's like, damn, like, she's treating you, and you're still like, man, I don't care.
he's a good guy.
I like Nev Campbell. I'm
She's
I'm
worth
gonna-
it, man. Nev Campbell's worth it.
Man.
I'll die for Nev Campbell right
Well,
now.
he did.
Yeah.
That sucks. That sucks.
Yeah. But poor Nev Campbell, you can't fault her either because all the shit she's been through. It's hard for her. Who's she gonna trust? She can only trust Dewey. Dewey's always the one that doesn't screw up. But
Well, he screws up all the time.
well, yeah, he screws up in the sense that he always gets stabbed in the ass like 50 times. That's like
That's
6
all he
new
does. He
assholes.
just runs in and gets
I'm
hit.
stabbing my ass.
I'm breathing through parts of my body I
Yeah.
shouldn't be.
There's a lot of orifices I got it. But yeah, no. So in the last couple of minutes, we see Sydney takes out Billy's mom, and
She has a cool death too.
what was that one?
Oh, they shoot her in the neck.
Oh, they shoot her in the throat.
That's
yeah.
awesome. That's awesome looking.
And see, this is why, and you know, Gail comes in to help at the end. And what I love about them is that they're smart. They know they're in a horror movie, and they're like, this is the part where the guy or the villain comes back for one last scare. They just shoot him in the head. Like, you know what? 2 in the head. You know they're dead. Like, come on.
When he comes back,
Oh yeah, or what's his name? Timothy. Yeah, Alfred
Yeah.
is like, hit me the bed.
Give it a beat back.
Oh man, he's good at just.
yeah, but see, even that is a cool shot. Like the two of them, bam! You know, it's the two of them working together,
Yeah.
Gail and Sydney, and it's just a cool shot, and
Yeah.
you're rooting for them.
Yeah.
and it works.
It's
you know?
solid. It's
Yeah.
so solid.
And I think the cherry
It's
is
so good.
Yeah, so
Yes.
good. James Franco, you sick fuck. I guess what I also love is the ending. Is they kind of do the first one where you see we're like, oh, we got another survivor, and it's Dewey, and he's
Yeah.
alive, and it's like they roll him into the ambulance, and Gail's about to report on the story, but she ends up going with him this time. Whereas in the first one, the way it ends, you just see him roll out into the ambulance, and she's talking about the events of the first Scream, and then here she's like, no, I'm going with him, and
I don't think I realized that.
Yeah.
and Sydney in this one, she gives Cotton, who the whole time is like trying to make a name for himself or whatever. She tells the reporters that he saved
He
the day,
saved the day. Yeah.
and she didn't have
Good
to. And like they just look at each other, and he thanks her, and he does. This Leaf
Yeah.
Schreiber does a great job just acting with his eyes, like thanks for doing that, and
Because he's the kingpin.
he's a kingpin. Yeah, doo Spider-Man.
Shiny.
Yeah. He played Sabretooth, alright? He played, god damn, that fucking orange.
Oh, you don't like that movie?
No, jeez. No.
Gambit can fly. He
Oh.
climb on walls.
He ran away.
He ran
and
3 city
fucking
blocks,
came back.
and he used the bow staff
Yeah,
as a
it's a
helicopter.
helicopter.
What a
I didn't know
great
that was
movie.
Gambit's fucking superpower. Fuck.
Don't worry, Wolverine cuts that like catwalk.
Yeah, like
for 6 years.
The best part of that movie is just Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool for
Did
the
you
like.
call me blow?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's
great.
good.
No,
What? No,
no,
why
I-
would I make fun of your weight?
I said
Jesus
Bob.
Christ! Nobody called me Bob.
Kevin Durant is.
But so then it ends. Scream 2 ends with Sydney walking off into the on the campus by herself, but ready to live her life. And I think that's Scream 2. Scream 2 is great.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a good,
So
good movie.
Part 1 sets the standard. Part 2 surpasses it in some ways, but at least it's on the level.
Yeah.
I think they they did they're one of the few movies that do it bigger and like better. They're one of the few other movies that put in 6 Terminators in this one,
Yeah.
that sucks, you know, that doesn't make it better. This one it just goes off, it does a good job. It does what a sequel should.
And they do talk about that a little bit, where Randy's talking to Dewey and is like, okay, the rules of sequels, like bigger,
Right.
bloodier, body count, anybody can be the killer. And they do that joke where it's like, and if you want to have a very successful franchise, what you gotta do is, and then they cut them off or whatever.
Mm.
So that's always fun to, just the writing again,
Yeah.
Kevin Williamson.
Kevin Williamson's the man.
Vampire Diaries. I don't know, I've never seen Vampire
It's
Diaries.
good. Vampire
he
Diaries
writes
is
Vampire
good
Diaries?
for
He-
a little bit.
For the first season, I
Does
think.
Dawson come out?
No,
Does
it's you
Katie
know,
Holmes come up?
no.
Yeah.
Kevin Williamson, make the Dawson. Bring it back.
Yeah.
Bring back the creek.
Yeah. The creek never left.
You can take the Dawson out.
But you can't take the weight. Dawson's Lake.
Yeah.
Just give him a bigger body of water.
Yeah.
Dawson's River.
Oh man. So yeah, why don't we get into Scream? Tonight we watched Scream 3 and 4.
Let's go.
So Scream 3.
Yeah, it does suck. No, it's
great.
maybe it's maybe not as bad as I remember, but man, it's lazy.
It's what would Doctor Strange say? It's like it's Scooby Doo this shit.
Yeah.
Like,
This is crap.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's cool seeing the characters you like, but then that's not even true. Kind of with
It's kinda
Sydney,
strange, yeah.
She doesn't even come out. Like you pointing that out and rewatching it, she hardly comes out, and that's who I want to see.
Yeah.
I like Dewey and Gale,
They're
but
supporting characters.
yeah, that's not who I.
I mean, I like the fact that they're kind of
Hey,
headlining
Jack
this
Sparrow
one.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one takes place, so Scream 3 takes place a couple of years after Scream 2. So first one was 96, second 97, this one was 2000. Sydney is like in hiding.
Tired of this shit.
Yeah, she's getting too old for this shit at like
Old for this
23.
shit, yeah.
And she's like in hiding. She's doing like a crisis center hotline from her home. She like
With
lives
her
there
cool dog?
with her cool dog.
It does nothing.
Who does nothing, but we're like, that's the best like romantic lead she's had so far. And then and then in this one, so it takes place in L.A. They're making the third
Yeah,
Stab.
it was 3.
So there's a movie within a movie. It's called Stab, and they're just basically telling the movie version of the movie Scream, which again the meta commentary is like you get into a rabbit hole into it, and someone's killing the actors associated with the third Stab movie. And the first one to go, Alex, is your boy 100%.
Yeah, 100% count. They killed the coolest character. Well, he's one of the coolest characters. But yeah, that sucks. He's awesome in it. I mean, I like watching this movie. I always liked this movie, not because it was good, but because it was funny. And I think we make more fun of the movie because we always say, like, who's the killer? Oh, the cousin's twice removed, uncle's brother-in-law who, like, got out of jail and decided that he's going to be related to Sydney.
Like some crazy convoluted like thing they do in horror movies.
Some dumb nonsense. But, I mean, Khan, I think, when he's in there, he's great. That he's an awesome character.
He's kind of smarmy a little bit because it's like he's flirting with this chick that he doesn't know is Ghostface on the phone.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a cool reveal.
That whole scene, I thought was better directed than the whole movie.
Yeah,
I don't get what happened.
So just to tee it up, the beginning of Scream. I keep wanting to say Stab. Scream.
Scream.
So he screamed three. We have caught in like LA fucking traffic, and if you've ever been in LA fucking traffic sucks. And like he's flirting with this girl that calls him on his cell phone, only to find out it's Ghostface that's in his apartment with his girlfriend.
Stupid voice change.
And so he's just trying to get to his girlfriend. And like you were saying, Vitin, go ahead about.
I mean,
how
it's a great sequence, and you know you feel that intensity, and you're like, oh, he's fucking at it again. Who is this? And I think one of the first things you think is like, how do you change his voice to be a girl? Now he sounds like Ghostface, and you know it's intense. It's an intense fight scene. I think, you know, there's not one moment in that fight where I'm like, oh, he should have done this. Why did he get hurt by this? I think it's really well done.
He gets a good
the rest
couple
of
of
the
licks
movie,
in.
He could have taken
so
him out.
much.
He could have. He got hit with the golf club. He got hit with the driver.
Yeah,
By his girlfriend?
His
Yeah.
fucked him up.
Yeah, if he was 100%, he would have been fine. But yeah, I mean, even what you were saying about like how they filmed the driving, it doesn't look fake.
Yeah.
Like it looks like he's going fast.
And it looks like
in
he's in traffic. Too.
Yeah,
He's not in a ghost town like in Vancouver or something.
Yeah,
Just
that thing is shot really well. But again, like with Sydney, I think every time Sydney's on screen with the killer or interact, it's good. Like she's great.
Yeah.
She's great. And you just want more Sydney Prescott. But the thing that you were saying about the ghost stuff sucked.
Yeah,
like,
tonally, this is a
what are
weird
you
movie.
doing? What's happening?
It's like so the third one had like issues going forward, which a little bit I know is the third one originally was going to be they were going back to Woodsboro, and it was going to be like this drama class that was being led by a reveal that Stu, one of the original killers from the first one, was alive and like doing this weird little cult thing where he was having teenagers kill for him. But I guess a lot of like real life issues happened. I don't remember, I don't know if it was because of Columbine or stuff. But like real world shit was happening, and there were, of course, what do? They like to blame the horror movies. They like to blame the video games.
Blame it on the movies.
Yeah, because come on, sing a new fucking tune. But and I think they bring it up a little bit. It's like every time this happens, they always blame the movies. Like it's always them. You need a scapegoat. But so they kind of moved away from that, and this is the first one Kevin Williamson didn't write.
That explains a lot.
Aaron Kruger wrote it. He's written like Transformers movies.
Oh my god!
Yeah. No. And some of the witty, snappy humor isn't in it, I think, in the dialogue. I think he writes a pretty good Dewey. I think Dewey's fine. Gale's fine in this.
Parker Posey's pretty good.
Yeah. And so this one takes place in LA, and I thought that was kind of an interesting take on it because, like we talked earlier before the podcast, I think he brought it up. Like, first one is in a small town, second one is on a bigger, it's on college campus. So it's like, well, where do you go from there? It's like, you have to make it bigger, and it's LA, it's the movies, it's that shady sort of underbelly of Hollywood. And knowing shit now, of the Weinsteins, this fucking movie was ahead of its fucking time.
I'll just tell the truth.
Yeah.
I'll just write the truth.
Yeah. And Harvey Weinstein's like, oh, hey, I love this character.
Very good.
Again, accents, I don't know why. But yeah, Sydney's in this movie very little. She's in it for 15 minutes. She's often secluded, and she has these weird ghost visits by her mom.
Wes Craven didn't know if he was directing another fight or
Freddy Krueger movie.
Nightmare on Elm Street. He's like, wait, dream sequences can kill you? Oh
yeah.
shit!
Oh shit! No,
Scream!
Yeah, he had Robert Englund on speed. He's like, sorry, Fred. He's like, oh,
already dressed up.
He's all dressed.
He's always in the makeup.
I was in makeup for 9 fucking hours. Wes.
Prime time.
Yeah. So she's having these weird dreams about her mother, and the movie focuses a lot on Maureen Prescott, which is Sydney's mom, and there's a lot of slut shaming in this movie, but you fucking we kind of made a joke about it because they make kind of fun of her in the first movie where they're like, oh, she's kind of a slut, which Sydney doesn't either want to know or she doesn't believe. But, she's been around. She was an unhappy married woman. And, I think Stu's like, oh, your mother used to parade her shit around like she was Sharon Stone. But let's face it, she was no Sharon Stone. And this one, yeah, you find out, this killer's leaving, which is kind of interesting. Again, it's, very Scooby-Doo because this killer, Ghostface, leaves these, perfectly laminated photographs from 25 years ago.
Where was he keeping those things?
And it's showing Sydney's mom when she was 19 or whatever. So her mom was in Hollywood at a certain point of her life, which Sydney had no idea about.
No one had.
Yeah, nobody. Even
Not
her sister.
Even sister from part 4.
Yeah, her sister from part 4 that they never mentioned comes out. And she's like, yeah, my sister. I knew my sister. I'm like, bitch, why didn't you tell us about what happened? Yeah. But you could have gotten her some fucking help. God damn it, therapy, something.
But that chick sucks too, though.
You saying that though, watching it now, with kind of that backstory, it's that does paint an ugly picture that. She was sexually assaulted in Hollywood, and that's probably why she
became promiscuous.
She couldn't deal with some stuff, and. That I think that it's become a meme in the first one, but with knowledge of part 3, it's oh man, it's kind of dark.
Yeah, it's a really dark backstory. You find out she gets assaulted at these Hollywood parties.
Weinstein.
Oh, fuck you, Weinstein.
You want to get in on this, babe?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh,
yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, so it's because this was made by the Weinsteins, they own Dimension Films. It's just you're telling me Harvey Weinstein did not just be
oh, you can borrow my house.
Where have I heard this story? Oh man, but besides the backstory, it's a very comedic movie. Dewey's in there, and then they're dealing with these actors that are playing them. So Gale and Dewey are in it.
Jay and Silent Bob, right?
Jay and Silent Bob come out. Yeah.
See, I was saying that earlier that. There's no tension in it. It feels all lazy and just kind of slow.
Yeah.
I'm saying that opening with Liev Schreiber is just, it's intense. It's oh man, it's happening. And then it's kind of like, the rest of the
Yeah,
movie, we'll find the killer, I guess. I don't know.
No one seems... Sydney doesn't even seem really worried. She's chilling at the police department for, like, the last half of the movie. Like, I wonder where my friends are at.
Yeah, they're like being massacred at this mansion.
And the owner, the killer just like, hey, Sydney, we need to end this movie.
Yeah.
Can you come over? And she's like, yeah, let me get a gun, though.
Yeah, because she's fucking Nev Campbell, so fucking smart and great. And not, like... That's why she makes one of the best, if not the best, final girl.
Yeah, she's one of the best.
And...
Carrie Fisher's in it.
Carrie Fisher's in it. There's a lot of cameos. Yeah, there's Carrie Fisher who plays like this, like ex-actress that says that she would have gotten the part in Star Wars if it hadn't been for
Weinstein.
Fuck you, Weinstein.
Yeah, he's listening. And he's like, oh,
man. And I hope you ride it out.
Yeah.
God damn.
I didn't do nothing.
Yeah. But I hope they do the casting couch in jail, you sick fucking. Anyway, sorry. But yeah, like we have Carrie Fisher in it. She's great for the few minutes she's in it. Jane Silent Bob come out in one of the weirdest like cameos.
Oh, that makes so much. The View Askew universe lives in Scream.
Yeah, so like everybody who dies goes to see Alanis Morissette in heaven. It's just weird because they talk like you see the Clerks tape in the first one, and then Jane Silent Bob. I would say do Hollywood. Was it Strike Back? They're also at the end of the movie, like in a studio, like Pee Wee Herman or whatever, and they're like filming a Scream movie there with Wes Craven. So it's this weird meta on meta like crossover. But yeah, we follow like Dewey and Galen through most of it.
John.
Oh, who you mentioned? I'm blinking at
Parker Posey.
Parky
Posey.
Parky Posey and Scream Dewey. So, jeez, I cannot talk. Let's just
very vulnerable.
Damn it. So she's
Walters.
Great. Yeah, Bob. Yeah,
Bob.
Tonight at 2020. No, that's Mike Tyson.
She fucking sucks too, man.
We're just calling all of you guys out.
Corey Feldman went on the show on The View, and he's like, "Yeah, there are terrible people in Hollywood. They're doing this and doing that," and she's like, "How can you say that? You're ruining an entire reputation. Let's talk to you.
Crazy, track the face.
Yeah. Oh, I'm Canteen Boy. But yeah, so yeah, obviously this movie means a lot to us. But Parker Posey is great in it. She plays Gail's the actress playing Gail in the movie. She's great. She's funny. All the other actors in the movie, not their fault, but like they don't have much to do.
They don't have anything. You forget about them almost instantly.
Yeah, and it's like we're just laughing. They like the poor. I can't remember the actor's name. The black dude. He's been in like. Yeah. He was in Sister. He's been in a lot of stuff.
What's his name? Tyson, I think.
Tyson. Yeah, it's just like he comes out. Like in and out, he's like the only black dude in the movie, and like the whole joke is like you're black and you're probably gonna die.
Yeah, they have some good stuff with that because it's like I can't afford not to work. Yeah, it's good.
Well, yeah, because he tells it as it is. Like you're like oh, you're in this movie. He's like, well, yeah, like I'm not gonna pass up a fucking job. Not like you guys that can fucking do it or whatever. Yeah. Like and
jobs left and right.
Yeah. And it speaks true.
He's good in it. He's good in it. He's
always been funny.
He fights Ghostface because
he's a hero. Yeah, I mean, at the end, he tries to take him down. He's the only one running at him to prevent him from doing other shit.
Then he pulls the rug.
I don't know what happened with that. That rug Scooby-Dooed his ass. He did a triple black flip.
There's a bunch of scenes and we were like laughing because it's like we half expected like an anvil to drop on someone's head or like
this should have just gone full,
blackouts the room.
Yeah, he pulls the wire or something to like have the power go out. Yeah. He puts the tweezers in the outlet and like the whole room like goes black. But I was half expecting him to be a cartoon skeleton going to be like.
Good idea. Bad idea.
Yeah.
I mean that I was like, what's going on when he found the tweezers? I'm like. Why
Yeah,
are they zooming in on that?
Yeah.
What are they gonna do? What was he thinking? Like, this will help.
Yeah.
And like, who's to say that doesn't run on fucking generators and all this other
Yeah,
stuff?
it was
no,
ridiculous.
no, this should help Sydney.
What was the other thing?
Could have just turned off the lights.
I remember. Yeah, I might have just shut. Well, I guess because she's stuck in like the
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a hidden room.
the pneumatic door or whatever behind the pneumatic door. But yeah, there's like
Planned to a T.
yeah, there's
Jesus.
yeah. The killer in this. There's only one killer in this one. Turns out to be Sydney's long lost half brother cousin. Mama's twice removed.
Was a dog at some
He
point.
was a dog. He knew Jennifer Garner from that show Felicity. Not Felicity Huffman. We're not talking about you.
Oh,
that
yeah.
other Felicity.
We already did.
J.J. Abrams. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Um, But like, it turns out to be like her brother that she never knew about that her mom had because I guess she was like raped by Harvey Weinstein. I'm sorry. Might as well.
Why are you apologizing?
Yeah, I know,
That guy
right?
should be.
Yeah, it's the guy. Oh my god, right? Lance
Bishop?
Henriksen, Bishop. He's like the Harvey Weinstein.
Do the thing with the hand.
Yeah, like analog I'm
Pretty
It might be
good
him. I'm
for
not sure. I can't say
humor.
that for sure. I don't want to get sued. But what does Jonah say? Like, if it's print, it's libel or what? In Spider-Man, like.
Oh, you should know.
No, yeah, that sounds right.
yeah.
Like, yeah, if it's spoken, it's something. If
Yeah.
it's print, it's live.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like he's this kid that was born out of wedlock, and Sydney's mom gave him up, and he tracks her down to find out that she's living this homemaker life in Woodsboro, and she doesn't want anything to do with him. So he orchestrated the whole events from like '96.
He directed it.
He directed
That's
it.
That's
He's
He
a
made
director.
sure to become a fucking director. He had to go to school. He had to do music videos. He had to if he wasn't successful, I don't know what he was gonna do. Like,
Yeah, I know. He had planned this out like Alex said, to a T.
Man,
He
yeah.
just
He Macaulay Culkin did, but then
He
Rory
almost-
Culkin comes in the other
Yeah,
one.
It's
Oh,
meta.
man.
I'm
It's
meta.
meta.
But yeah, so he's mad at Sydney because he got his mom's love, but like his way of getting his mom's love was to have two fucking psycho teenagers kill
Kill
her,
his
and then frame another guy, and then dress
What,
up
can't
as
you
a
love me,
Ghostface.
mom?
Yeah.
Because I'm dead,
'Cause you
dumbass.
stabbed me, bitch. Like what the fuck?
And recorded it.
Yeah. Why do you think I left your psycho ass at the orphanage?
But that's probably what they wanted there, because it's
Yeah.
so meta that the director is
yeah.
killing him.
Yeah, which part of it's kind of funny, and there's like, at this point, like you're trying to figure out who's the bad guy in the movies, and in here they kind of try to throw you off or try to tell you that it's him, because Ghostface, when he kills his second victim, he's calling as the director. Oh yeah, because we didn't talk about that. He has in this one there's a voice changer.
That
This-
he got from the
That gets a
Impossible Mission
podcast
Force.
episode.
Yeah.
its own.
Impossible Mission Force. Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
He sold that to them. That's why Tom Cruise and all those Mission
Don't use
Impossible
this for
movies.
bad things.
Yeah.
Don't.
Jesus Christ.
This fucking voice changer ahead of its time, like, can do anybody's voice
Even if you're
in
dead.
real time. Yeah, even if you're dead. Which he ends up calling Sydney at one point as their dead mother. They're like, Sydney, I'm a ghost. Which again, totally weird. Just like there's like dream sequences in here where it's like I guess they needed Nev Campbell to do stuff, and they're like, well, we only have her for 3 hours in this house. Let's just film her do this stuff with a ghost, and you don't know if she's crazy or like hallucinating or what, but.
Man. Yeah, it was
But yeah, this again, it's just very cartoony. There's that scene where Dewey gets hit by want to say hilt.
Oh yeah, so the handle.
The handle by Ghostface. I remember watching that in the trailers. I'm like, he's fucking dead in this movie. He gets hit in the head by the handle.
I don't even know how he did that. Like, this guy was directing all his life as an expert marksman. And man, that's harder than it looks. You can't just.
Yeah,
That's
that
super
is
smart,
hard.
man.
That is hard.
That's
And-
ridiculous. And he just pulls out another one out
Yeah,
of the
just-
second.
Yeah, I can tell you when I
It's
saw
fucking
that,
Batman prep time, baby.
I thought that was kind of jumping the shark.
yeah,
When
yeah.
it just like bloops.
Yeah, it's just
like
And
it's
then
not,
he even makes. They have
it's
like
so jokey.
that shot. And
Yeah.
too. It's just like, oh.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. And like again, I'm surprised like little stars didn't come out of that bump out of like Dewey's head. Like yeah, yeah, tweet, 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 tweet. Squeak, 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 squeak. Yeah. I can't pronounce R words.
Gail Weathers, never trust Gail Weathers to check somebody's pulse, by the way.
Yeah. She checks the director's pulse, who's the killer. She's
He
like,
pretends he's dead. Yeah.
He's such a good director.
Man, he was probably
He was
shitting himself. Oh, shit.
No.
You see him like just breathing really hard. He's like, oh no, this man's dead. He's like, fuck. Thank God. My plan is gonna like. I'm surprised they didn't run room to room like in Scooby Doo and just like going back and forth and playing like a funny. Well, I'm surprised they didn't play as many Creed songs as I remember it being in.
You can never get enough Creed.
Oh God!
They should have played that one where Nev Campbell throws him on the bed from that set.
That's a good scene.
They should have done. I'm 6 feet from the edge, and I'm
that would've
thinking.
That would have been great.
We're gonna get sued. So when Sydney actually enters the picture, she has 2 cop escorts. One is played by McDreamy. Oh, what's his name?
McSteamy.
Patrick
McSteamy.
Dempsey.
Patrick Dempsey, who was pretty good in this movie, I think, except for
he's
like
fine.
the final fight.
I mean,
And then
I heard shots.
Yeah.
Where were you?
Yeah.
sorry, I was
Yeah, where the hell have you been?
You couldn't help anybody.
He's like, it's LA. There's shots going off like around the clock. And then his partner, who looks like he's really drugged out.
Yeah.
That's why we call him McDruggy. And
Gotta go get some drugs.
But when she enters the picture, I think the movie kind of picks up because now she feels like she's part of the story.
I mean, they as soon as she comes into like the interactions, I think they do a great job because she hugs Dewey right away. She's like, oh yeah, you could tell like that love is there and that they trust each other. Then when she gets to Courtney Cox, they're kind of like, do we hug?
Yeah, we don't know what we do.
Should I
like,
punch you again?
Yeah. Boom, bitch went down. Yeah. Poor Courtney Cox, her haircut, like, I guess Ghostface got to her.
Let me just...
The bangs she has in this, and she hasn't lived it down. It's become like a meme. But again, the trio, the Trinity, I guess, do a great job in this movie. McDreamy does okay, but then he has this weird fight scene where he's fighting Ghostface.
He's running into so many objects.
Like,
He's helping Ghostface.
Yeah, it's like he fights Ghostface and Ghostface like throws him into like a fireplace, and like he stops himself from hitting his head, but you can hear, I guess you can hear Wes Craven like, no, bump your head on the wall, and he's like, boom, and he knocks himself out.
Headbutt that fucking...
Yeah,
like, I don't want to fight this guy. Maybe if I knock myself out,
It's
I'll be
but
handled.
it's like Wes, I'm a cop in this. I've been like a cop in like for 20 years. It's like, this is Sydney. This is Ned Campbell's movie.
This is Squeam.
Squeam Dwee! I've been doing, God damn it, I'm never gonna live this down.
You need to be vulnerable.
Sorry, what?
Wait, come again? Wait, you did say whoa. What the fuck am I talking to? Baba Guatos? Like Tyson. And
He wanted to fight a fucking girl.
What? There's no edibles or liquor.
Mike Tyson wanted to fight a gorilla? Yeah.
What?
I can knock out a gorilla.
Yeah, I think hook to the chest. Straight, hook.
I was going to put his hands up. I got shorts. I doesn't even know how to put shorts on.
Tarzan gets a fight gorillas. Why can't I fight gorillas?
I fought Homer Simpson.
That was Dedrick Tatum.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. We don't want to get sued.
We don't want to get sued.
Yeah.
The shinning.
The shinning.
Yeah, I think he tried bribing a zookeeper, and they're like, nah, dude.
No one use a meal when dies. You want to fight a gorilla?
Oh, in the hangover. 1 and 2. Oh, I don't know.
This is for my dog habit.
Hey.
He probably hung out with Mr. McDruggy, Detective Druggy.
All right, we're going to get sued so bad. There's this one scene that I will give them credit for, which I really like, is when...
The guy blows himself up.
Oh, the
Michael Bay style.
Michael Bay style. There's a scene where they're reading a script in a fax. So you think Ghostface has to be like right. He's typing the shit
At
on a
supersonic
typewriter,
speed.
supersonic speed in real time, looking at where they are in the dark, and they're like, "Let me read this fact." It's just like the killer is, and then oh my god,
Man,
the guy
they're
goes
like,
up.
we can escape. We're all outside already. No, they're
No,
burning more
let me go
pages.
back in.
Man,
Let me go
bet
back in and read it in the dark instead of going outside
Yeah.
where there's light.
you- yeah.
Man.
I bet you, like, one day, Wes Craven was just filming that, and, like, Michael Bay came on set, and he's like, you know what this needs? Like, an explosion.
Who's
like,
your explosion guy?
yeah, I was like, I can hook you up with a really good explosive
And he
guy.
probably did it because of that. Like, oh, you like Hollywood explosions? Here you go.
Yeah, that's like such a weird. You've never seen a fucking giant ass Michael Bay explosion in a Scream movie, and like I can just imagine like Michael Bay in his chair going,
Where's the flag?
yeah, put the American flag.
I like those shots though. I'll stand by those.
He
Those
shoots
are
the shit
great.
out of that American flag.
He doesn't know how to do anything else.
Well,
he got
uses,
that.
yeah, he always uses. He like he
Those turnaround slow
Those
mos are really cool
rotate
too.
rotations.
Yeah,
That-
the looking up into the
Yeah.
sky,
I
bad
like
boy
those.
style.
I like
Yeah,
those
that's
shots.
fine.
Oh yeah, I mean, if I
good.
got shot like that, I'd be fucking be like, "Hey guys, look at this! I'm gonna turn around." Like it'd be badass. But yeah. But there's a scene where Sydney ends up on the set of like her home,
Yeah,
I
that
think-
place is cool.
and it's like a really
That was my favorite part.
Yeah, that's
It's-
a good part.
yeah, it's done really well. She's like, again super meta. Goes in and she sees all these like replications of her house.
It was like New
Stu's
Nightmare.
house. Yeah, it's almost like New Nightmare, which I think is kind of like the primer for the Scream series, because
Yeah.
Wes Craven was doing meta before Scream was jumping onto the meta train. And yeah, so she's there, she's reliving her life from the first movie. Because the thing about third movies, apparently in trilogies, you always go back to the first one. Batman Begins and Dark Knight Rises kind of does that.
Spider-Man.
I was
Spider-Man.
born in it.
Yeah, it's like... But then she's fighting Ghostface and she's running up the stairs of her house, but obviously it's not her house, it's a set. And then she goes through this door, she almost falls down like to the first floor because it's everything's fake because it's Hollywood. And then she does a smart thing where like Ghostface runs up and like she's holding on to the side of the construction wall.
On the other side of Ghostface.
Yeah, on the other side of Ghostface, she like pulls his ass down, but of course he
Yeah.
bounces on the fucking bed, which again I'm surprised he didn't go like wee.
The world
Yeah.
Gosh, you almost got me.
Yeah. It's Goofy's the main killer.
That'd be scary.
That'd be fucked
An
up.
animated villain?
Yeah. Hey man, like fucking Judge Doom and shit
Yeah,
in
that
Roger
guy's
Rabbit.
awesome.
He sounded like this.
Stop laughing.
Jesus. But yeah, I mean, Scream 3, the whole I don't know if I really like the fact that it's her brother. It's kind of like a Halloween Michael Myers type thing.
I don't
which-
mind it too much. Watching it now, I don't mind it too much. Just because if you really look at it, part 2, it's the fucking mom.
Yeah.
Billy's mom and a rando, So this being her brother, I think it makes kind of sense. It
In the
is a
sense
little
of a
out
horror,
there,
yeah.
but it could have been worse.
I mean, I guess they've done that before. Like, Freddy has his daughter that kills him with dynamite. Ugh.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
God damn
Fred's
it.
dead.
Oh my god, it's such a bad
Don't
movie.
worry, the dream worms are gonna come.
Yeah, the dream, like, little sperm ghosts or whatever. You want
Hey, Freddy! Yeah.
You want to be a god? Yeah, you want to be a nightmare demon?
They're burning him in his garage in that one.
Yeah, it's just yeah. Let's not talk about that one. We can talk about it later, I guess. But the thing about this one, yeah, it ends. Dewey gets the kill. Oh, I did think this was a cool scene, which was she's fighting her brother or half brother, whatever, and you see her grab an ice pick, which I've never noticed before, and she stabs him with it. Which we're like, she already incapacitated him, but she like straight up murders him. And we're like, yeah, like she's going to jail.
I saw the whole thing.
Yeah. And, but I thought that was kind of a cool callback. Whether they did this on purpose or not, I don't know. Maybe we're reading too much into it because, we read into shit all the time. But again, it goes back to the first movie where they talk about Sydney's mom not being Sharon Stone. and Sharon Stone was in Basic Instinct, where she used an ice pick as a murder weapon, which I think Randy talks about in Scream 2. So Sidney uses it in Scream 3, which I thought was kind of a cool callback to the first two movies. Randy comes back out.
Yeah, Randy's
like-
good. With his sister that comes out of a trailer for no reason.
Yeah.
Hey guys, what's
Yeah.
up?
Hey, by the way, I'm here. It's like, how the hell did you get
Why
on
are
a
you-
studio set, like, without,
Why are you here?
Yeah. And, like, they show this video of Randy talking about how trilogies, end, and he talks about, like, Jedi. And,
Yes, Sydney, even you.
Yeah, so it's fun seeing Randy again. I think it works. I think it's fine.
I got upset. I mean, it's fun seeing him, but I think it's lazy. Hey, let's just bring him back, but not really.
I think
but-
because they really love that character, and they kind of felt bad that they died, and a lot of us, the fans were like, man, like, you don't have a Randy. You kind of need a Randy.
Well, you should have stuck to your guns and just, I don't know.
Well,
I mean,
I thought it was fine. I mean, just because he was in those in the clothes that he had in the second one, so I think continuity wise it worked.
yeah. I mean, it works, but
Yeah, you just think
I'm kind of
like Alex said, the sister kind of comes out of nowhere, like, oh hey, and we're like, who the fuck is this? And Sydney's like, oh, Randy's sister, talking to the audience, like,
Yeah. I've always known you, but not really.
yeah, but we never
Yeah.
talked about you.
I say that's why I don't like part 4 a lot, because we find out that she had a cousin, and
Yeah.
it a lot of that shit just seemed like, let's just tack it on, and you're just gonna agree with it,
Yeah.
because we don't know what else to do. I don't like that. That's
Well,
why I don't like part 4.
Yeah, well, let's finish up Scream 3 then.
I mean, I think we're at 40 minutes,
We're almost done.
like an hour and 40.
Yeah, we've been laughing a lot.
Well, you could do part 1 and part 2.
I do like
yeah.
the ending of Scream 3. I think it ends, like, if they ended it at 3, I would have been happy. I like the sweet moment between Gail and Dewey, how he asks her to marry him.
Yeah, that's good.
And they leave the door figuratively and literally open.
Yeah.
Like it opens by itself, like to tell us, like, the trilogy's over, but maybe there might be more.
Patrick Warburton's in that one.
Oh, if I hate him in this movie. I do love Patrick Warburton. He's the Tick. He's funny. He's great and everything. But he's such a dick to Dewey. It's just like, just get murdered already.
Yeah, he says something terrible.
Oh,
like, I'm in your trailer trying to find out if Ghostface is in here so he doesn't kill people, like your sister.
And he's, yeah, like fucking
Jesus.
savage over here. But yeah, so let's jump into Scream 4, which I think was like 11 years after Scream
That's
3.
Ridiculous. That's crazy.
So now I think it's like Nev or Sydney is almost like the same age Courtney Cox and Dewey were when they made the first Scream movie. Like, she's older. She's not a teenager. She's like, she must be in her in her 30s already, supposedly, in the movie. So this one takes place years later. They've made, tons of sequels after the original, like, quote unquote trilogy of Stab, which is the movie within a movie. Sydney goes back home.
And then there they have movies within a movie within a movie.
Yeah, it's super meta, bro.
Yeah.
And
Like The Matrix, right?
yeah.
Oh.
Hey, at least they didn't do a clip show to, like, show you, like, remember the first movie? You know how you love the first movie?
Here's the second movie.
Yeah.
You ready for the third movie?
yeah. So she goes back home. She's written a new book. She doesn't want to be looked on as a victim. Whereas in part 3, she was hiding herself. In 4, she's out in the world. She's living her life. She's just trying to, she's trying to just get past all this murder and shit.
Yeah.
And we see Dewey has become the sheriff of Woodsboro, and Gail's become kind of like a retired reporter. She's trying to write a new book, but she's kind of like in a funk. She has like writer's block, and then all these new killings start. And you know what? I like this movie.
Yeah, I remember when I saw it in theaters, I was pissed. I was like, this is what they came up with after all this time. It's so nothing, and I kind of still feel the same. Like it had a lot of potential, and it didn't take it. But after watching part 3,
Back to
back, this is a way better movie than part 3. It's again in a small town, which I like. It's more intimate. It's filmed nicer.
It looks warm. Like the way it just looks, it's warmer looking than it was like in LA.
Yeah, I mean it's. I think it's a solid movie, but it's also kind of useless. Like I don't think it adds anything.
Yeah.
And it's just it's kind of like a remake, but let's
Well-
incorporate the old characters into it.
Well, I think that's kind of the thing they're trying to set up is like the old versus the new, and at that point, like one of the characters, Kirby, which is kind of like maybe the new Randy, kind of played by Hayden Panettiere. She talks about like
cheerleader.
yeah, save the cheerleader, save the world. She's
Blitz.
all night. Yeah.
Forget him. Blind. Come on, coach.
Yeah, remember the Titans. So she spots out like all these fucking remakes, which were at least like I feel like in the double digits. It was like at least I feel like between like 10 or so. There was like Texas Chainsaw, Nightmare, because fuck Nightmare, the new remake, whatever.
Prom
I've
night.
never seen
Prom
Friday
night.
the 13th. Black
Yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah, there was like tons of them. And
Dreaded Sundown.
the Amityville movie with Ryan Reynolds.
But
like,
they've even had remakes on top of the remakes she just mentioned
Yeah.
right now.
yeah, it's
That's crazy.
So I think it was dealing with like remakes versus the new, which I think they kind of pulled off. I like Dewey kind of being more in charge in this one.
Dewey's
good.
No one fucks with him in here because he's kind of like shat up by like Patrick Warburton in part 3. And
Yeah, they
part-
treat him like trash throughout.
Yeah.
Usually. Minus like Nev Campbell.
Yeah, they treat him like he's the inexperienced the officer. But in here he's the sheriff. He takes charge. People respect him.
See,
I like
but,
that.
but that like I was saying, yeah, I like that he's more confident and people respect him, but at the same time he doesn't do anything.
He still gets his
He's
ass
still-
kicked
yeah.
with a bedpan, no less.
Yeah, and it's because of him that the girl ends up with the fucking gun. But
Yeah.
but it's just like I wish he had more of a hand in tracking down the killer and figuring out who it was or something.
Yeah,
it's
have
just
him have
kind
more
of
investigative because he still is just running around. That's
Yeah.
all he's doing, just
He's going
playing
from point
catch up.
A to
Yeah.
point B.
He should have been investigating it more.
Yeah. I think new character wise, I think Hayden Panettiere is probably the best one out of the kids. Like, so we're
Yeah.
dealing
Emma
with like
Roberts
the
is
old
pretty good.
generation. Well, yeah, Emma Roberts I think does a great job at the end of it. Although there's this one scene which we both noticed where these two teenage girls get murdered, and there's this scene in the classroom where the high school kids are or whatever. And everyone's freaking out because obviously new decade, new rules. Everybody has a cell phone. They didn't have cell phones back like in '96 like we do now, and everyone's freaking out because their phones are beeping. And it's just this still shot, this static shot of like the whole classroom, and every fucking kid is grabbing their cell phone, but Emma Roberts, and I never fucking noticed that before. She's just like twiddling her thumbs, just like.
Yeah.
And that's a clue. We find out she's the killer at the end, and I'm like, that is fucking like great.
Yeah, they
'Cause you
even
don't notice it.
They played like that thing because there's that, and then she doesn't react until someone says like, "Oh, 2 people died," and then she even still stays there for a second, and then she turns around. Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
she goes into like acting mode.
Yeah.
and she turns
Like
around.
she's setting
to act.
herself. Like okay, we gotta. I'm gonna get into my
Yeah.
victim mode or whatever. So I think that was a great thing, and this is what you do if you look at them. If you go back in the movies, they do. There's certain things you see about clues for the killers. Like in the first one, they play "Don't Fear the Reaper" when Billy sneaks into like Nev Campbell's bedroom, and in the third one, you hear the director calls the second victim as himself. It's the first time since the first victim died we hear him, so it's like, oh, it's obviously we find out as a director, and here Emma Roberts is like you see that shot, and it's a scene that tells you that going back after you see the whole movie, you're like, oh shit, like though there were clues that they set up. Kevin Williamson is back. He writes this, although I think Aaron Kruger came back as well because the Weinsteins. God damn it. What's
They
it
just
called?
Screw everything.
Yeah, I think they got into it with like Williamson, and I think he had left at a certain point, so they needed to finish it. And I think Aaron Kruger came in because he had written it. And again, I think Aaron Kruger does a decent job. He's not like I prefer Kevin Williamson, but I think he does a decent job in it. At least at trying to find some of the characters' voices. I think he does Dewey pretty good. I think he does Gil pretty good. But yeah, and here we follow like Nev Campbell, so we follow the old guard, and then we follow the new guard. So it's like, again, the whole thing remake versus the original. I don't know if there's any certain kills or any certain things that you like about this movie or don't like about it. Alex, I know out of the four, this one is, I think, your least favorite one. So,
Yeah.
And you kind of were talking about how, I don't know, you were talking about how this one isn't.
I think it just, I don't like that they tacked on like a family member out of nowhere. I
There
think
you go.
that's like, so Sydney had an aunt, and like when everyone was dying around her,
In the
no one
first
cared.
movie?
Like,
Yeah.
where was she? And she lived in Woodsboro, so like, what was she doing? Like, so I don't like that. I get it. You wanted to put like someone related to her, so it makes more sense or
Well, they kind
whatever.
of already do that in like part 3, I guess.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
just doesn't.
Have the same impact.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it would have been just nicer if she was straight up just a nobody. And
Yeah.
was like, again, her motive enough is wanting those 15 minutes of fame.
And I wonder if that has anything to do with like Kevin Williamson, because they don't really mention. Like, I feel like part 3. Like, I feel like
Yeah, they kind of ignore that. Like, I'm sorry, Sid, that your brother, blah blah blah.
try to kill you. Yeah, it's like in here it's like another. Like, I'm surprised Sydney's like, I've killed a family member before that tried to kill me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, so that's I like that idea. Like, it's a new person. You probably could have even had like maybe the new person's dad is like known to be good around town,
Yeah.
so it's like, oh, it's kind of like
Yeah.
the same, like the spiritual successor or whatever. But I don't like. I think the characters we don't get enough time with the characters to like, and I don't think that's a fault on like Kevin Williamson and Fury Road. I just think you have the trio that you don't want to mess up, and then you have these new batch of kids.
Yeah.
And it just like, how are you going to give enough screen time for
Yeah.
everybody? But because you can't do it, you end up with a cast of characters that sucks.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
that's why I think Hayden Panettiere does a pretty good job. Well,
It's
Emma
because she has
Roberts-
more screen time.
Yeah.
She has more screen time than
I think she was
anybody
yeah,
else.
I
Yeah.
think she was more famous than Emma Roberts at the time, and so and here we have two killers, and they're the, like Alex said, spiritual successors. They're trying to be the new Sydney, but Randy, because there's this character who's played by one of the Culkins who loves horror movies. Rory Culkin, and they love horror movies. They follow the stab movies. They're obsessed with it. They do this cool thing where I think it's kind of fun. And again, I don't know if it's like a backhand to part 3. It's like they're recording all their kills. So it says like, oh, they're directing the movie. And it's again like, but you kind of did that in part 3. But I feel like Kevin Williamson's like, no, this is my version of what I
No.
want to do. So there's like overlap. But I do think it's kind of cool, and I think it was ahead of its time because now it's like we're in the digital age. Everybody's on their phone. Everybody's on their tablet. Like there's no like we're all interconnected, whether we like it or not. Like things pop up, and our feeds pop up. Scream 4 and like so.
vulnerable.
See,
And-
I remember when I watched it in theaters, I thought they could have done more.
Yeah, I
wi-
still think
with-
they could have done.
I mean, it's hard looking. Like you're saying, you still think they could have done more. It's hard for me to remember what technology was back then.
Yeah.
But like I think if I'm thinking correctly, like Facebook and MySpace, you could have done some more
Yeah.
stuff with them. Streaming.
Well,
you
that's
know,
what they were kind of doing. That's why they have that scene where she's showing Sydney like.
No, yeah, but I'm saying they did do streaming, but I think they could have done
They could have done so
other
much more.
things. I don't remember now exactly because technology has changed so much, but yeah.
I feel like, see, like what you're saying, like they had MySpace and Facebook. Like it would have been cool if there was like a fake profile out there for like Ghostface, and then or MySpace had top 5 friends or whatever. They could have done like top 5 kills or whatever. Like that would have been cool. What I wanted them to do, because I forgot there was another movie that came out with Colin Hanks, and he was a cop, and I forgot who. I think it was Martha Wayne from Henry Cavill's universe.
Oh shit! Yeah, where they're like FBI agents and some guys like streaming it and
He's
shit.
streaming and killing people, which came out before that movie. So
Yeah.
I thought, one thing that would have
forgot
been
about that
cool
movie.
was you film like a kill, maybe from stab or whatever, and they kill someone on live streaming the same way. So people are like, wait, is that the movie stab, or is that actually going? I say, and that would have added in a more meta
Yeah.
thing, and I thought that would have been cool.
Meta.
But
Yeah.
I don't know.
See, that's already that's what I'm thinking too. I don't know.
Slashbook.
I-
Facebook.
Yeah, the TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I actually really like it. I think this is my third favorite one after part 1 and 2. Emma Roberts, I can't think of her like actually like killing people because she's so like lithe and like I feel like you can just like throw her wee.
Yeah.
But god damn it, man, I'm not gonna lie. I love that fucking moment where we find out that she wants to be famous and she doesn't want to do the work, so she figures I'll just kill some people and be like the victim of a new generation so I can sell books. You know, she wants her 15 minutes of fame, which is like she's fucking Kim Kardashian just trying to like, you know, be famous for doing what? Nothing. Well, at least she takes a little bit more initiative, I guess. She kills people. But yeah, but that moment, so she tells Sydney she thinks she's killed her. She kills her accomplice, the horror movie geek, who thought that he was gonna like end up with her because he's like, oh, Randy finally gets the girl Meta and Meta, and like she starts fucking herself up in one of this little great montage.
Yeah.
Like she stabs herself in the fucking shoulder, and she like scratches herself. She
Pulls out her hair.
She pulls out her hair.
That's fucking ridiculous.
She goes to the fucking nines, just so she can look like, you know, she survived this thing. Oh, this is after she also shoots her fucking port. Well, I don't know. I mean, he like dumped her ass, but she shoots him in the fucking dick.
Fucking dick. Dude. God damn, man.
And
With
I'm
some
like,
dignity. Come on.
God,
Yeah, the
and then,
dignity.
Like I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, if they were just to be like, hey, I'm gonna shoot you in the dick or in the head, I'm like, just fucking shoot me in the head, man. Just don't
Kill
shoot
me. Kill me.
Leave Bruno alone.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's what I call him. But anyway, it's just so she has that great fucking scene where she like, she thinks she killed Sydney. And part of me kind of thought it was going to end like that, like almost on a cliffhanger, because they talked about they were going to do a new trilogy. So I was like, fuck, like, does Sydney die? Because it ends up in the hospital, and she's like, oh, I'm a survivor, and, like, she can't wait to tell...
Well, they have the shot
Her
of
story.
everyone taking pictures of her, too, when she's getting rolled.
Oh, yeah, she's getting rolled out, and, like, she's, like,
They
smiling.
should have ended it there.
Yeah,
It
maybe
would've
that
been
would have
fucked
been.
up. Like,
Yeah.
I think that would... Yeah, but since it didn't do well in theaters, imagine if that's how it ended.
Oh, they didn't do well?
No, it bombed in the theaters. But so it ends in the last couple of like 10 minutes in the
almost.
in the hospital, and oh no, this is gonna be a 3-hour version. We're having so much fun.
I'm telling you, you can just do part 1 and 2.
Yeah,
Or-
we can just
I mean, I think we can just finish up and then.
we can do one today and do next
Oh,
week.
let
Anyway,
me just stop it here.
so yeah, we have Emma Roberts end up at the hospital. She thinks she's the only survivor, and Dewey's like, oh no, it's, you know, Sid's still alive, but it's touch and go, and like she's like, motherfucker, like I can't kill this fucking bitch.
Don't you people ever die.
Yeah, and she unstraps herself from it. Dewey and Gail find out that she's like involved in it because she slips by saying, that, oh, I had matching wounds with Gail, and it's like, how does she know where I got stabbed? Because she gets stabbed earlier in the movie and also ends up in the hospital.
Wait, does that make any sense?
What?
Weren't they blaming Nev Campbell for the kills?
In which one?
No,
no,
this one?
no, they just wanted her to die to be like, she's
So
dead.
who are they blaming?
They were gonna blame
the boyfriend,
the
right?
boyfriend and the horror geek, the
Oh,
Culkin
okay,
kid,
okay. They weren't gonna blame Nev.
Macaulay Culkin number 3,
Yeah.
and
Culkin.
Culkin. So they were gonna blame them too, and now they're like, oh, they killed Sydney, so it's like the queen is dead, long live the
Yeah.
queen, but I guess she had stabbed Gail earlier, and they didn't release that information as to where she was stabbed. They just said that she was hurt.
Yeah.
And so it's like, that's how they knew that she had something to do with it. And then there's like this standoff with her, Emma Roberts, her name's Jill in the movie, and Nev Campbell. And like, she's fucking, like, she's trying to strangle Nev Campbell. I'm like, they're gonna know that try to strangle her. It's not like you put a pillow in her and like suffocated her like in her sleep or whatever. Not that, you know, I'm condoning that or saying that that's a fun, easy way to do it. But like, and she's like, oh, I'll talk my way out of it. Like, I'm the victim. Like, they're gonna see it my way. And
See it my way.
we can use songs. And so then, yeah, Dewey comes out, tries to save Sydney. He gets like bludgeoned with a fucking bedpan.
Ugh.
Like
That's another. I didn't like that part.
this is
at
very
all.
this is very comedic.
Yeah, see, I just want him to do something, you know, like,
Wow.
I like his character more, but I kind of wish she fought or something. Maybe she knows Kung Fu,
Yeah.
that she,
Yeah,
so that's why
have
she
him fight
wins,
An
but,
enforcer ghost face guy,
yeah,
man.
yeah, like, I do want to see him actually try and not just fail.
Well, I mean, he killed the guy in part 3, so he finally got to kill like one of the main bad guys.
Yeah, but that guy wasn't even a threat at that point. He was just
Yeah.
He didn't even. He just stood there.
I could go out there.
Yeah. When I'm hopped up on cocaine. No. But yeah, but there's what happens? Oh, she beats them up. She's about to kill Gale. Emma Roberts has like Gale at
Yeah.
gunpoint because she gets Dewey's gun. And we see that it looks like Sydney's like bleeding out again. But like she cranks up the fucking
Voltage on the defib.
and the defibrillator. God damn it!
Defibrillator later.
So she gets the electrical paddles, and oh my god, what did she say?
Clear. I just
Oh.
want to say one thing.
Oh, that's what Gail says, yeah, and it's like clear, and then Emma Roberts like clear, and she's like, yeah, clear, boom, like it electrocutes her in the head, and I love that. I think it's
They
creative.
should have fused the gun to her hand.
Yeah, and then obviously in all these movies you think they're dead, but they come back from one last scare, and this Nev Campbell, she shoots her.
Yeah, she shoots her and she says that line, "Don't ever fuck with the original."
Fucking Nev
I-
Campbell.
she
What was the
delivers
one
that
in the third
perfect.
one. The third one was great too. The like this time you scream or something.
This time, yeah. This time you scream. Yeah, when she's fighting him, I think the first time.
Yeah.
Oh, when she gets to the mansion the
Yeah,
first time.
when she's like
This is your time to scream. or
Yeah,
whatever.
that-
fucking Nev Campbell
that
gives
was
those
good.
one-liners.
Yeah.
she had some
beautifully.
Resident Evil 2 video
Yeah.
game
Yeah.
one line.
Yeah,
You
she-
lose, big boy.
Yeah, like she says it without it being like corny.
Yeah, it's good.
She does like
You
man.
root for her.
Yeah.
It's never against her.
The Trinity will always be the best. Like fucking Nev Campbell, man, perfect.
Yeah, she's great.
Dewey, big older brother, love it. Courtney Cox, great.
minus the hair.
Minus the hair in part 3, but it's okay. She's a survivor. The killers. Who do you think is probably the best killer out of in the
The whole series.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Billy and Billy's mom, Stu, and Timothy Olyphant
Yeah.
equally.
I think, I like Billy and Stu together. The mom is great.
Yeah.
Emma Roberts, I guess, she steals that show in that moment, in that montage where she's just fucking herself up.
She gets mad.
Yeah,
kicks
she
the thing.
she kicks the fucking ottoman or whatever, because when she stabs herself, and it's such a real reaction, like fuck, it hurts, yeah. So but weakest is probably Roman, the half brother.
Oh, that's his name?
Yeah, Roman, the director. This is the
Jesus.
weakest. I like that guy too.
Roman,
He's
brother.
a good,
Yeah, he can be a good actor.
he's a
I
good
think,
actor. Yeah, it's just that
the movie is just
It's just
weak
not
because
good,
everything
yeah.
else.
Everything's kinda
It's-
weak.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. And so Scream 4 bombed. It did not do well in theaters. They were supposed to start off a new trilogy. It obviously didn't happen. And then
I'm glad. I mean, I don't need more. You know, what more do you have to... Because I think, part of it, like I said, the first one, it seems kind of realistic. And then part 2 is a realistic follow-up to it. But then you start diluting it, and it just kind of becomes shitty,
I think part 4 brings it back, but I mean...
I mean, it does, but
she
then,
also said-
if you were going to do 2 more after
Yeah.
that, at that point, I'm not going to believe Nev Campbell living through all of them, all the fucking time.
Yeah, I guess so. I did forget to say, I think, I don't know if we said it, she does tell her cousin as she dies, don't fuck with the original, which I think is also great. And it does, I think I do love that ending, because it ends with her... with the news reporters outside of the hospital not knowing that she's obviously the villain and died. And they're like, oh, Jill Roberts is a survivor and a hero, and it's just she's getting her 15 minutes of fame, but she's not there
Yeah.
to live it. But But yeah, I mean, I think I like all the Scream movies. Even Part 3 has its moments.
I can see, yeah.
I mean, I had fun watching with you guys today.
I'd be fine if that was the last one.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like,
Yeah.
he wrapped up the trilogy. I think that's why I was so against 4, because it's like, you're making a new one after all this time.
Yeah.
And this is it. It's not a bad movie. Like, I remember watching it in theaters and just being like, God damn, this is what they did.
Yeah,
This is
You
it.
guys, I remember that. I remember when you guys came out of the theater, or we came out of the theater. You guys were like, I was like, I liked it, and you guys are like, really? That piece of like,
Yeah, I'm watching it now. It's way better. It's way better than what I remember. But it's also just because of the time that lapsed in between.
Yeah.
That's what makes this movie not good. If it came out
yeah.
like a year or two after 3, hey, all right, you're picking it back up. Good job. But because all that time lapsed, it's like, this is weak.
Yeah, that always affects things. Like, you know, again, like on Netflix, you can easily watch things back to back to back to back. But sometimes people wouldn't. Like, I'm looking right now in your room, you have Lost, right? The DVD set.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, we're not in our parents' house
Yeah.
recording with like the vent going like.
Yeah.
So we're in Armando Pina Studios.
Yeah. But like,
Not
you know,
like the Weinstein studio.
Oh,
Yeah.
you don't want to be in their dungeon.
you know, like looking at Lost, it was fun. Like when he sees the fucking light in the hatch go off,
Yeah.
and people, you know, online being like, "What can that be? Was this? Did you catch this?" Blah blah. Blah. With all these theories, you know,
Yeah.
and you had to wait a whole year.
That's why I gave up on that
You know,
shit.
stuff like that. Like, it's kind of not like that so much now. You can watch things back to back.
Yeah,
Uh,
streaming
so
makes everything easier now.
With Scream, it's like, yeah, of course, Part 4 is hands down way better than Part 3. But, like, after what? You said 10, 11 years?
Yeah.
It's like, that's not...
And I think it's been
Yeah, it's not worth it.
It's a Matrix
It's-
Resurrections. You just leave it. If that's what you're going to come up with, just leave it.
I still
Yeah.
think that they did it really. I think it was ahead of its time. I think they did the streaming and everything like that well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they honestly, I don't think they did the streaming well. I
Yeah,
think they had the ideas
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Like, I like that line of, like, you don't need friends, you need fans.
Yeah.
Good, that's a great line.
You need
that.
Yeah, the
followers.
technology, I
Which
think,
we need you
wasn't
guys.
there. Yeah.
We need fans!
Yeah. The
Follow us.
technology aspect wasn't there, but the motive was
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
The wanting fans, wanting the fame, like,
And I think
it doesn't matter if you're bad, good, whatever.
Yeah.
You're still going
And
to be
it just
famous.
Yeah.
if you have 1 million followers, it's all that matters.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
So they had some good ideas. They didn't execute those completely well, and it sucks after all the time that lapsed. I think, again, because we don't get the characters well. Maybe if they made like a mini series or something, that would have been good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
Well then, I think that's it for the Scream 4. Maybe we can talk real quick about some like Scream 5 and a little bit maybe the TV show. But other than that, I think that's been our retrospective. If you guys have been hanging out with us this long, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I think we actually this is I think one of the more fun episodes we've done.
one of the more fun
Hey,
kinds.
Jeff.
Yeah,
fun
because
is-
everybody's asleep.
Yeah,
no one's
we-
bothering
Yeah,
us.
there's no like beautiful little children coming up here and or our parents going like, ¿Qué están haciendo, cabrones?
Yeah.
Ya, váyanse a dormir, güey.
That's why Ghostface wouldn't come into a Mexican household.
No, we got.
It's too much.
You don't
for
bring
me.
a butcher knife to a Mexican.
Every-
Everyone's
each other.
talking to
Yeah.
me. You get tired after stabbing one or two
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
You got to stab another 7.
Yeah, you're not gonna come into a house with like 5 Denny Trejos. Come on. So after Scream 4, sadly, Wes Craven had passed away.
R.I.P.
Yeah, that guy.
To the
loved
WES.
Wes Craven, a lot of his movies, classic, Nightmare, all those. So right now, Scream 5's coming out soon. We're probably gonna watch that and we'll probably do like a review on it. They made a TV show that was on
Two
MTV.
TV show.
2.
Well, I guess it's like
Yeah.
it's like 2 seasons follow one story, and then the third season followed like what do we call it? It was the inner city version. It was like,
Yeah.
but so they made.
They made 2 seasons with the movie.
Oh,
as
there was
well,
like a special,
a
right?
Halloween special, and then they made the 3rd season with the inner city.
Yeah, it was when they had like Mexicans and like black people in it or something.
I mean, I can tell you I have no interest in watching it.
I liked it. I liked
mean,
the first.
I saw the
whether
first
it's good or
season.
not, I don't.
Yeah, it's just weird because it didn't feel. It kind of wants to be Scream, because they try to be meta with it. Like, oh yeah, if they're doing a Scream TV show, like what you have, like the rules are different, and they say it like for one scene and don't bring it up.
Yeah, they don't give a shit about that. The only thing is like that thing is just fun because you get time with the characters.
Yeah.
And because you get to know them, you're like, oh shit, who's the killer? Who's it? It's pretty obvious. Like, I guess the killers for both seasons, but it was like, it's nice just to grow with the characters. And then when someone dies, you're like, damn, they killed him.
Yeah.
They also have one cool ass death. I think you saw it.
I don't remember. You have to tell me which one are you thinking of, because it's been a while, and I've only seen like the first season and like the first few of the second.
Oh well, yeah, it's in the first season. It's like in the first like 4 episodes or something. But the main character's boyfriend, who's like a jock or whatever, he gets tied up in like a farm area, and then the main character's like, I need to go save him, so she runs to him and she trips a wire, and then this big ass chainsaw comes out of nowhere and just slices him in half.
It's fucking some saw shit.
Yeah,
right
like
there.
what's going on? But it's insane.
I felt like the show lent itself more to like I Know What You Did Last Summer type.
Yeah,
like,
that's what it felt.
It feels like a slasher.
Yeah,
Like,
it is.
but not like the meta like commentary on horror movies, or because there's been horror shows, so I felt like that, but they never really bring that up.
The only
They love movies in the show.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's Scream like is Bullet from The Killing is in it.
Yeah.
And she's great.
She's great. She's
Bex
actually a good
Taylor
actor.
or something.
Yeah.
And then the guy that she hangs out with, her best friend.
He has the pod. Is he the one with the podcast?
Yeah, they're both like
They're
the pod-
I think
they're
those are
Randy.
the only two characters that I like. I think.
Yeah.
I don't think I really like the main character girl.
Yeah, no, she's
Yeah.
just a vanilla character.
Yeah. So and here they're even though it's called Scream, they're not allowed to use the Scream mask. So they had to create
so
like some weird like.
He looks like the
plastic-
old man one.
Yeah, I can tell you that I've seen that. I give them credit for that just because it's different. You know, you can get a lot of flack, from passionate fans like, no, this is what. But I like that they changed
American
things.
Werewolf in Paris is in it too.
Oh god! Oh yeah, Tom
yeah,
Everett Scott.
He's
I
the
like
man.
him.
I like him, but yeah.
That's
I'm not gonna talk about
that's
it.
a good movie.
No, it's
Yeah,
not.
it's a
Hell
No,
yeah,
it's not.
good. Hell
Oh
yeah,
my God.
way
No,
better
it's
than
not.
the first one.
All right, I'm against
that
this.
That first
Wait,
one.
what? Against American Werewolf in London?
Yeah, that movie fucking sucks.
No.
It
Oh,
sucks.
fuck.
It sucks.
Yeah.
Everybody sucks its
I love
dick
you, but you gotta get
because
out. Wow.
because
I don't got no dick in my mouth. Yeah. Like,
it's a classic. Oh,
Yeah, that's exactly what I say.
Come
It's
on,
American
man.
Werewolf
What's
in
not to
London.
Yeah.
What's not to like about the second one? But that's another story.
It does have that cool song, Hush. But I think, season 3, also the killer, the guy who does the voice, Mojo Jojo, that does the voice for the Scream movies, doesn't do it for the first 2 seasons, but I think he does it for season 3.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
And I think, and they're allowed to use the Scream mask in that one. But yeah, I mean, if you guys watched it, tell us what you think. If not, I don't know. I mean, I might go back and try to finish it because I was watching it because
They have a Latino in the second season.
there you go. See, look, we
There
want
you go.
representation, guys. We just want to see more people, of different colors and creeds, and we love to see we wouldn't mind seeing some people that kind of look like us in shows or movies, So, and again, like they don't really have that in the Scream movies, but I love those movies. But let's see, Scream 5 comes out next week. What do you guys think about them bringing it back? This is the first one without Wes Craven. Kevin Williamson didn't write it, but he's producing it, and he gave the guys his blessing.
They always say that. and
No, but I
it's
mean, like he's been part of the production. He's been on the set. They've like Nev Campbell and them were like kind of didn't want to do it, but after talking with them and Williamson, like.
after showing them all this money.
After this, truckloads of fucking money.
Well, what about
Money, Jill.
Yeah, bringing it back, Resident Evil. Welcome to Raccoon City.
I do want to watch that movie again.
It's on. It's
Don't worry, it's
ready to
$25
buy.
bucks.
I'm not
Yeah.
buying it for $25
To rent.
I'll buy
Oof.
that for $1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm looking forward to watching it.
I feel
But
like go ahead.
I don't know. I don't know what kind of story they're gonna tell. I don't want to watch any more trailers. I saw one. That's it. I just want to kind of go into it blind.
Huey's in it though.
But I'm looking forward to it.
Jack Quaid's in it.
yeah.
The Boys, son of Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan. Jenny Ortega, Latina. She's been in some good stuff. She was in You. She was in Babysitter Killer Queen.
Oh, that one.
The Trinity. Yeah, it's not.
Oh, Shingablord. Yeah, I've seen that one.
What's her name? Was supposed to...
Babysitter Killer Queen Dynamite with the laser beam.
Yeah, that one.
Hey, that sounds fucking cool.
Yeah, it's okay. Movie's pretty good. What's her name? Samara Weaving was supposed to be in this one. But,
Oh, was she?
yeah. Oh, so this is directed by the guys who did. I want to say Hide and Seek. Ready
or not?
Is it Ready or
Ready
Not?
Player One.
Yeah, Ready Player One. Yeah.
I'm so ugly. Don't look at me.
Oh yeah, because she has that little that sexy mole or whatever on her face.
Oh, so
Yeah, I'm so
Yeah,
ugly.
you're fucking butt ugly.
Yeah. Oof. Just go into an avatar right now. Be Harley Quinn right now. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm excited. It's just weird seeing them because they've gotten so much older. But it's my concerns
so
are
tired.
like
Sydney, it's happening again.
God damn. Well, that's what in the trailer she's like, I'm here to kill the guy. Like she's like, fuck this.
Just send me on my way.
Like, I don't know, like I don't want them to kill the Trinity. But at the same time it's like if you don't off one of them at least, it's like what's the point?
That's what I'm saying.
Like how many times can you survive it?
How can you keep it fresh?
You think so? You're calling it right now?
Dewey's done.
All right.
Yeah.
I think if anyone's gonna bite it, I want to say Gil will bite it.
I want to say Gale bite, but I think Dewey already lost Tatum, so you're gonna have him be surviving everything. Like have Gale die so she can finally go out with her bang or whatever, and then
Not with her bangs, because goddamn.
Yeah. I mean, I can see her like sacrificing herself to save Sydney, or would I be happy with some sort of thing to Sydney, like she loses an eyeball, or you know what I mean, like how
She has a
Ash,
sexy eye patch.
like he goes through the first one, and then he's not invincible. He loses his hand in part 2. So something like that, something to show that fucking
like a
vulnerable.
fucking battle scar, giant battle scar. Dewey got the limp from got that severed nerve.
Let me see that's what Courtney Cox should eat it, saving Dewey, and then Dewey should go all crazy on Ghostface, finally beating somebody up.
Super Dewey Super Saiyan on there.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. And then you just play his theme song.
His Dewey level is over 9,000.
The dewdrop.
Yeah, the Dew Rain, Dew Storm. But yeah, I mean, we'll see how these characters stack up. Because I think again, like we talked about it earlier, we're about trilogy. I think they want to set up a new trilogy with these characters. And this is supposedly, I think, supposed to be like the swan song for the Trinity, the Woodsboro Trinity. But we'll see. I mean,
Also, I'm way
excited.
more excited for this one than I was for part 4. Because I think part 4, just leave it and end it unless you have the best story.
Yeah.
But now, since you have that buffer of part 4, now it's no longer a trilogy, so just do whatever. Like, if they made more, I'd be happy. Do whatever at this point. Because you already screwed up the trilogy, it's no longer a trilogy.
Jeez.
So just have fun.
I see
do
what
whatever.
you mean. Yeah.
It's a mulligan. But I don't know. I'm excited. That'll be fun to watch it with you guys in theaters. We just gotta be careful. Everybody, be careful with Decepticon. Omicron.
Omicron roll out.
Yeah, Omicron maximize. People be careful. Get vaccinated if you haven't gotten vaccinated, man. It's like it's getting messy out there. People are getting sick. It's just be careful,
Wear a Ghostface mask.
Wear a Ghostface mask, but wear a mask under that mask.
And one over that mask.
Yeah, hand sanitize. I mean, I'm sure Ghostface sanitizes his knife before every stab. Had a nice.
That's
clean
why he has
stabs.
multiple, so he doesn't stab
There you go.
people with
Yeah,
their
he
blood.
just pulls that out of his sleeve like fucking Batman will pull
He's
out
a
a batarang.
director.
I direct. That fucking voice changer, man, ahead of his fucking time. Like, we won't even get that technology for another 50 years yet.
I don't think it would be allowed for anybody.
Yeah, it's just
It
talk
causes
as
so
a
many
body.
problems.
We were saying, what was it, the deep fake of voices or whatever? He just had like Jim Carrey do the voices, like, or Robin Williams, like, just do a Dewey, do a Nev Campbell. Paid him millions of dollars because he's a director, right? He probably had the access. He told Robin Williams, "You're the king of voices," like, and he's like, "Who the fuck is Dewey?" Like, I don't know, but this is what he sounds like. And like, oh, and do my dead mom what? Like,
Well, everyone else did.
Jeez, not what I meant.
But I like it.
Final cuts. But yeah, no, we love. I think I love this. I love the Scream movies. Even at its low points, I think it's still great. It's still fun. They still hold up. If you haven't seen them, check them out. Hopefully, you've seen them, and that's why you're listening to this podcast. If not, goddamn, there's like 3 hours of this. Go watch the movies.
Yeah, that's
Come hear
crazy.
it
This is
back.
our longest podcast.
But I've had so much fun doing this episode.
Well, there's 4 movies to go through.
Yeah, there is
Yeah.
4 movies.
But if you don't like the Scream movies, then let us know why. I don't think I've ever met anyone that doesn't like them.
Yeah, I didn't.
I was talking to Ralph and Christian about it, and they were like, "Yeah, maybe it's not that great." And I was like, "Nope, you're wrong.
Yeah,
You
but
gotta go
dumb.
back and
No.
watch it."
Yeah, it's they're fun. They're scary. They're like great popcorn movies.
And they're just really good characters. They're
Yeah.
really good. Like Nev Campbell's character, Sydney. I don't think there's ever a point where I'm like, man, just get rid of this, or I don't like the way that
Yeah.
she's handling this situation.
Yeah.
Whereas in like other characters and other movies that I love, like Sigourney Weaver as Ripley, I love Ripley in 1 and 2. By part 3, I'm kind of like, dude, talk to the people,
Yeah.
help them out. And then in part 4, she has those stupid fingernails, and she's like,
Acid
I'm
blood.
a bad guy, but a good guy,
Like,
but
I'm
like
like a sexy alien clone girl.
yeah, so like, and yeah, it's a clone, so maybe that's what it is. But I wasn't cheering her on too much in 3 and 4,
Yeah.
as opposed to Sydney, who just remains a constant badass.
Yeah. She's a the reluctant badass. Like, she does what she has to do. She just wants to live her goddamn life.
Yeah.
And all these
her-
She's done
psychos-
everything.
It's been ruined since high school.
Yeah.
I'll live out here. Okay, that doesn't work. I'll live over here. This doesn't
25
work.
years. It's like she gets a break every, like, couple, 3 years. But,
That's why she should just become the fucking killer.
Well, that's
She
what they
should.
bring up in part 3. Like, what happens if she finally snapped? And
Yeah,
I would hate that. I think I would walk out of the movie theater.
But now you would.
That's
I
what
would
I was-
drive out and like, oh fuck, this guy left us in the theater.
I was telling, but then that's what they should have done for the third one, is have the voice changer be Nev Campbell's voice, and we don't know who the killer is until like the end, and then they finally like show you like,
That would be-
oh, I've been using Nev Campbell's voice
Yeah.
or whatever. I think that would have been cool.
That'd
So
be
you're
kind
like,
of
man,
interesting.
Nev Campbell's a bad
Where
guy.
you're like, they frame her and she kind of has to like escape custody to like clear her name. Something like that. But I don't know. I'm excited for Scream 5. I hope it's great. I know they're bringing back Randy, like in a way where he has a niece and nephew, and it's connected, I guess, to the first movie.
Maybe no more.
All right. We won't talk about that.
I don't want to know anymore.
Well,
going
anyway.
into it.
If you want to watch it, watch it. Thank you guys. I think this is the end of this episode. We'll hopefully talk about
This
more
is
stuff.
the end.
I know Alex wants to talk about his favorite actor, Tom Holland, Spider-Man. We'll get to those movies. He's like,
we didn't do Spider-Man.
he's
right?
shaking.
Oh, we don't have to.
Okay.
No, don't worry.
All right. Okay. So.
All right. Well, love you guys. Thank you for listening. Subscribe, like, comment, follow us, and
Fuck
And
you,
Squeam
Weinstein.
and be invulnerable.
Squeam.